Tom,
Yeah.
you may recall that the last time we looked into Jeff Jolliffe was in early October, on the 9th, actually. And I spoke with a spokesperson from the city of Windsor, which I believe is that's where Jeff Jolliffe lives and operates out of. And the city of Windsor guy told me that both Windsor police and Johnstown police have opened cases on him. And they're compiling enough material on Jeff Jolliffe to present it to the district attorney's
I
office
hope
for
they do.
prosecution. I haven't heard back, but I do have a detective's name and phone number in Windsor who's working the Jeff Jolliffe case. So if you think that will help Warren, I'll be happy to give Warren this information. And Warren, I would also file a report with the Johnstown Police Department because maybe they're closer to charging Jeff Jolliffe. I can also tell you that last February, Jeff Jolliffe was arrested up in Weld County on an outstanding felony theft warrant out of El Paso.
So at least things are starting to cave a little, but he keeps collecting money from people like
Mm-hmm.
this guy, and then we have problems. Um, so look at Warren. We're gonna take your name and number, add it to the list, get into we'll get in touch with the authorities and see where they're at with the case. It's just unbelievable that it's just unbelievable to me. That's all I can say. I mean, the guy is an out and out thief. If any of us did that, we'd be in jail. It's amazing how some people can just be so flagrant.
Tom, I have one more suggestion for Warren that might work. It's probably pretty important for Warren just to get his stuff back and kiss the $900 goodbye. And people have had good success with this kind of stuff in general. If you call the Windsor police and ask them to provide a civil standby service, when you go over there, show up with your pickup truck and try to get that transmission back. There will be a policeman there, and maybe that will kind of motivate Mr. Jolliffe into at least giving you back your property, if not your money.
Yeah. So leave your information with us, and then we're going to add it to the list and see what we can do about it. Jim, welcome to the show. Jim, I just have to say something, okay? Because this is going to be a little controversial, but Champion Windows does a lot of advertising, okay? And the bottom line is he's gone. This guy with Champion is gone. Okay, he was on to complain about Champion. Look, folks, all I can say is this. He's not there now, so I can't take the complaint, but it doesn't surprise me. Champion has been non-responsive to consumer problems. Champion is not the same company it was years ago. It's been taken over by a big private equity firm. It's a big home consolidator of home improvement. And basically, I'm just telling you that we've had a lot of problems. Is he there or not? Just give me a yes or no. Okay. Jim, what is the problem you're having with Champion, Jim? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Good. That's right around the time when things started falling. So hold on. Let's just speed this up, Jim. Have you heard from Champion about this door or not? Okay. And I don't think you're going to. Yeah, I don't think you're going to. But we can give it a try. We can have someone call Champion. Who's in the studio? Well, let's give, do we, Doc, or who are you with? Just you? No, no, I just wanted to know if it was just you or if how many people are there. Okay, because I wanted to make sure I distribute these. Okay, Doc. So let's call Champion again. Champion. It's controversial because they're a big advertiser, but I have to tell you that I stopped advertising for them years ago. They changed. They're just not the same. Okay, I'm just going to say it. They're not the same. We've had the cold shoulder when it comes to consumer problems, when it comes to follow up, when it comes to quality. They're not the same. That's all I can say. Something changed. And yeah, you mean a local actual factory? Right. Well, we had some good people that worked there, and they're not there anymore. So anyway, we got to take this break. 303-713 talk. 713-8255, and then we'll talk about other problems. But let's call Champion and see if we can get somebody out there to honor their warranty. Now, I don't know if they're calling themselves a different company because they were taken over by someone else. Maybe that's the issue, but we'll find out, okay? 303-713-8255. Waterpros.net right now. You will get a whole house filtering system for $21.95, and then there's a special computerized whole house softening system for $2,500. Whatever system you want, Water Pros can do it. Drinking water, reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink, just $1,200 or $1,100. Listen, this is the company to go to for quality water at the best prices. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. Now, I'm going to reboot this Lucy Light here, so I'm going to be disconnected for a sec. All right. Nope, not working. You want me to do CMG? I can't. I don't know what the hell.
This report is sponsored by Brad versus Everyone podcast.
Dangerous social media trends,
Now it
media
came back to
scandals,
life.
dumb
I don't
TikTok
know what the
boycotts,
hell
and
happened.
more. Keep up with all the online stories mainstream media ignores by listening to the Brad versus Everyone podcast on
Lucy's
the
back.
iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, whatever kind of loan you need, whether it's a reverse mortgage or traditional mortgage, a line of credit, or how about this?
Tom, somehow miraculously, you have station audio feeding onto YouTube.
Yeah, no, it came back. It
In
came all
place,
by
and you
itself. I swear to
Isn't
God,
that
it did.
weird?
I
That's so
don't know.
weird.
It could have had something to do with the
guys at
reboot.
CMG Financial, John Clace, he has all of it. They're a direct lender. I want you to check them out at partnerinlending.com. That's partnerinlending.com.
When it comes to affordable.
I'm just so befuddled by things that sometimes it just crazy. Just crazy.
Doc seems to be in the same boat. Have you guys thought about hanging out more? No?
Yes.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
the only number Jim has is an 800 number to a call center.
For Champion,
Uh-huh.
is there any local number at all?
No. Not that he has.
Well, Doc will just have to do his best to try to track somebody down for.
So you want to give it to Doc?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, I wanted to give it to Doc. I got YouTubers. I think I got the audio back. I mean, I didn't do anything to do it. It just came back to life. So I have no idea what I did.
All right. We're proud of you either way.
It's so weird. So weird. Okay, and then I'm going to go to that video I have of that caller when I.
So do you want me just to get rid of Jim and tell him that Doc's
yeah,
gonna handle it?
yeah, and have
Okay.
Doc see if he can get a hold of them.
Okay, perfect. All right, Jim. I have your phone number as 303-422-0772.
And so do all
Yeah.
the YouTube
So
people.
we're going to go ahead and escalate this to one of our deputies.
Yeah.
We call him
You
Doc.
want to give us your credit card number?
Ken. He'll be contacting you about this issue.
Okay,
to
Mose.
see if he can work some expertise into this. Wonderful. Okay, Jim. Thank you so much for calling.
Hmm.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Okay. Okay.
I'm telling you, I am such a weirdo.
Fuck is my phone now?
I can hear that, Kelly. Just so you think you're whispering.
I am not whispering.
Well, you did. Under your breath, I could hear something nasty.
No, I didn't. Anything else. That's Shannon.
No.
Shut up, Shannon.
Are you sitting on it?
Sitting on my heating pad.
Uh-huh. Good enough.
Shut up.
Does the heating pad have a vibration setting?
I may kill you.
What? I was just asking. I don't know what.
I'm just looking for my phone. Leave it in the back. No, I did not.
Is it working out over there?
I need you to shut up, Shannon.
I'm not the one blathering.
Shut up, Shannon.
Hi, Tom Martino here. DenverRegen.com, stem cell therapy, get out of pain. I used them. They're wonderful. I also used them for hair regeneration. They also have weight loss drugs for pennies on the dollar, compared to the rest, GLP-1 injections. So DenverRegen.com. Okay, we're going to go back. We're going to go to Kim now. She has an insurance call question. And we have Brian Burns with us from Compass Insurance Group. And by the way, in general, let me just say this. Champion Windows, okay? People want to know what I mean. People texted me. All I can say is this. We used to have a guy named Paul Bono, who was a local president. They had a factory in town. They were very responsive to needs of consumers. They hardly ever had any trouble or problems. If they did, they were handled immediately. That deteriorated over the years, and I'm just going to say it like it is. There is no point of contact for consumer problems. They're not attentive. Consumers go unanswered. The quality has suffered. There is no factory. There's no factory any longer in Denver. Look, I'm just saying that that's just the way it is. That's the fact, okay? And we have stats. So we never used to get complaints, and now we get complaints. And when we do get complaints, they're never taken care of. So we have a problem with Champion. I'm just putting it out there for people. Now, we have plenty of great companies. K&H Home Solutions for window siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. And all I'm saying is shop around, folks. You know I've always loved shopping. K&H has been around for 60 years. Now they're on their third owner. But I know the owners. And I've known all the owners, the original one, and then Bernie after that, and his brother Ted, and now Lee Diamond and his son. They're great people. K&H Home Solutions. Okay, another one, Gravina's window siding and doors, 950 West Evans. Gravina's a great company. We've known Gravina's for more than 25 years, I believe, on this referral list. And they do have, Gravina's has the greatest windows. Nick Gravina, who took over for his dad, it's a family tradition. Nick is a genius when it comes to all kinds of windows and products, window siding and doors, and they're great people. 303 Gravina's, and then KH Windows is khwindows.com. So, Kim, what's going on? We have Brian Burns with us from Compass. Maybe he can answer this if it's an insurance question. What's happening, Kim?
Well, a couple weeks ago, I was at a stoplight and I turned left onto Mississippi Avenue.
Yeah.
At any rate, there was a gentleman coming through the light. And before I turned, of course, I was stopped and waiting to turn. And he stopped for some reason before he went forward through this intersection. And it was Valencia and Mississippi. Anyway, I waited for him to go through this, and he stopped 3 times. But I waited. Not a problem. Wasn't moving. So then he went through, and of course I made my left turn onto Mississippi, going toward Havana, say. I was just going to the grocery store. It was in the morning. I turned onto Mississippi, and unbeknownst to me, that gentleman did an entire U-turn in the middle of the intersection and came back and cut me off.
Who got hit?
On Mississippi. Nobody got hit on that. I pulled over, and I was fine. He jumped out and came back to my truck and started pounding on my window for no reason.
Okay, so there wasn't an accident. Keep going.
Okay, so there wasn't an accident at that point. So then he was pounding on my window. I just put my hands up to my window, both hands, and said, "I'm sorry, I don't know what I did wrong. I'm sorry, sir." And he just kept pounding, and I just sat there, and I didn't have my phone handy to grab to take a picture or anything or record it. And I didn't even think about it because I was scared.
Yeah.
So and he's just a tall, large white man. So I just sat there, and he finally stepped out into the lane of traffic of Mississippi and walked back to his car, opened up his driver's side door, stood there, just shaking his fist at me. And I just sat there. And then I thought, I got to get away. So I put it in reverse slowly, reversed, and I was in a lane that was not a traffic lane. On Mississippi, it was kind of a turn lane or a merge lane. So I put it in reverse. No one was behind me. No one was coming. Put it in reverse. I backed up, and he stood there, and I thought, I got to go around him. So I pull out, and a woman hit me from behind.
All that story that you told us, I'm not sure, Brian, you're listening. Does any of that matter? All those extenuating circumstances?
Other things, I know, probably not.
Yeah, that's the problem. I do feel for you. The guy sounds like he's crazy.
Yeah. Now, Kim, you were pulled over at the time, and then when you backed out into traffic to take off, right?
No, I didn't back into traffic. I just backed up straight back.
Oh.
But then I wanted to turn to get around
But
him.
who was behind you?
And then I pulled up.
She pulled into traffic, and then the car struck her that was coming. Is that right?
Correct.
I thought she said she backed into.
Backed up to kind of give herself space to go, and then she pulled out, and then a car hit her.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Did the police come?
No, the police, she convinced me, this lady that hit me was a single mom, unemployed, but had full coverage. We both have Progressive. I have liability.
But it's your fault. No matter how you look at it, it's your fault. None of that other stuff's going to matter.
Okay, but somebody said that because I was hit from behind.
Yeah, and usually if you get hit in the rear, usually that means it's the other driver's fault.
Yeah,
the argument would be that you were pulled into a moving lane, even though you were on the side. Yeah.
So were the police ever called?
I called and filed a report afterwards. She convinced me not to because she wanted to pick up her child at school down the street. And a matter of fact, I jumped out because I'm a master gardener, took my pruners and cut away the plastic part on her tires so she could drive away.
Okay, so let's ask this. So where does it stand right now?
Right.
Right. So the insurance company got back to me and they said I was at fault because I pulled out into a lane of traffic.
That's right. Yeah.
And so, but she hit me from behind. She took out my front quarter panel and my driver's side door.
But you pulled out in front.
And you have liability only, you said, so you're not going to have coverage for your car. Is that what your concern is?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not going to be covered. I wish I could tell you something differently, but you're not going to be covered. You're just,
okay.
From what you're telling us, you pulled into traffic. I mean,
I always tell people.
I admitted that to them too. I mean, I'm being honest. I did.
Yeah.
But I was scared to death.
Yeah.
I know, and that doesn't make sense, and it doesn't matter. But
well, it makes sense, but it doesn't matter from that standpoint.
It does make sense.
I think here's my advice usually for people is call the police when there's an accident because people's memory and story changes after the fact. However, in this case, I think you probably would have gotten the ticket. So I think it's probably better you didn't call the police. Now you're stuck with the damage to your car, but at least you don't have a ticket on your record.
Yeah, and I'm hoping, and it's good she never claimed injuries or anything like that. It could have been way more serious.
Right. Well, neither airbag went out. It was really neither of us were going very fast. You know,
how much damage to your car, Kim?
$5,000.
Oh my God! And is it drivable?
And that's with used parts. No, not right now.
So you were hoping.
And I'm a master gardener, and it's a truck. It was a Honda Ridgeline, and that's my work vehicle.
And I'm imagining it was just too expensive to put collision on it for you. Is that right?
I got stolen during the pandemic, and I had to redo it, and they totaled it.
Oh, so it was already a totaled car.
So it's already totaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was totaled, but it was nothing. It was all surface. They heard it in the front, and it's an incredible truck, low mileage.
I wish we had better news for you, but I don't see anywhere you're going to collect from anyone. I mean, there is no.
Well, somebody said I should just call and get some advice.
Yeah, well, Brian is objective. He'll tell you the truth, and right now it's not looking good. You're not going to collect from her insurance. There's no way. You pulled into traffic. She's driving down the street, and somebody pulled in front of her. She can't be held responsible for that. 303-713-8255. By the way, Genesis Total Exteriors is another company that I highly recommend. They do windows and siding and stucco and roofs and everything on the outside of your house. They also do inside, like basements and baths when the weather gets bad. They also do mold detection and remediation, a company I've known for many years. So when it comes to home improvement, you have a lot of choices. GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Yep.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, it looks like we have another rock scaling closure there at the Veteran Memorial Tunnels, this being at the bottom of Floyd Hill and out of Idaho Springs, as traffic is backed up right now. May take another 15 minutes before they reopen. Of course, we've got this strong, very gusty winds coming off the foothills. I know they have some planned outages, but if you're heading into Golden on 6th, that Heritage, the lights are out there and traffic is really tied up pretty badly.
In a minute.
Treat those dark intersections certainly as a four-way, but freeways look pretty good for us. I'm not seeing any other big delays out here. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. Be sure to tune into our podcast. This week, we'll share the story of an unlikely friendship, a black Olympian and a Nazi. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Now, you may have heard that incentives have gone away for solar. That's for regular residential solar systems. But Red Rocks Roof and Solar has changed its name to Alliance Roof and Solar, and they're doing commercial systems. And you can get those covered by the government And you can sell power back to the grid and to end users and make positive cash flow. And Alliance is helping people do commercial systems. You can be a landlord and be eligible. You could have a home-based business and be eligible. An agribusiness, a warehouse, a factory, whatever it is, call the experts for commercial solar. Alliance Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449. 303-704-2449.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, what I was saying is I got new windows, and I got really good windows. I got like the Anderson windows, that are pretty highly rated. I hate the cranks.
Oh, you did? Okay, what did you have before the crank? Sliders? Or regular double hung?
It's like that, yeah. They don't. I mean,
Cranks are also not convenient with shades or with
It may be
blinds.
fun, but you don't marry that.
Yeah, they're pains in the end.
So, I mean, it's like you try to crank them. Like I've got them up in our house in the mountains too, and they break.
They break or they come off.
No, it's like they no longer crank. It's like I don't know if the mechanism screws up, but I mean, many of the windows.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, I don't know.
They come, the little Allen wrench, does it come, the little locker, like where the crank goes on to the,
Yeah. Yep.
the crank goes on to the stud
Right.
and it gets loose.
Yeah, you're saying where the
They have teeth.
kind of
They have
goes-
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the crank goes over the teeth.
Yeah.
And then they have a set screw in there.
It doesn't feel like
And that set, oh, okay.
it just feels like it's
The mechanism.
Yeah, the mechanism itself won't open the window, right, or it gets stuck, or it's weird.
No, I know what you mean. They're not always smooth, but they should not get stuck or strip, or they should always work. Because many of them use they used to all use the same hardware called True, I believe, or Truth hardware that was really good stuff. They're not champion, those ones that you have, they're guaranteed for life, right?
They are. I need to see about who the installer was up there. I just haven't fixed much in the mouse. That my mouse here in Littleton too, and I just much preferred our old house. We had Champion and we had those windows. I much prefer those.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people like those. Like the good old fashioned double hung.
Like them. They're just they just don't break. Whereas the cranks, I didn't feel like there was always an issue with them.
Yeah. There's way more involved in a crank window. And then there's sliders.
As far as what do you mean, like they
Slide.
to the side or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sliders.
Yeah.
They don't seal as well as the best sealing window, I think, is the casement with the crank. Well, double hung's pretty well too.
Stop it, Tom. I work with juveniles. Every time you say double hung, Kelly giggles.
Yeah. Huh. Funny. Bleh. Is Jay a new caller?
Not that we know of.
Okay.
I'm just trying to disavow any connection to any part of this. What?
Yeah, you guys have been doing this so long.
Uh-oh.
Obviously,
Another call.
anytime someone starts their story and builds an entire case about something that has nothing.
I know it. That I knew where it was going. She's talking all about
with the guy, but it had nothing to do with the story.
road rage and all of that. It's just.
No. Absolutely not. Michael Brown is on KOA, but you can email him at michaeldbrown@iheartmedia.com. Okay, I can't hear you over the. I don't know if your windows are down. Can you pull your windows up?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Hey, get your calls in. Let's end this year with a bang, solving your problems. Jay, what's going on with Excel Energy? We're here with our experts standing by to help you. What's going on, Jay?
I wanted to spark up a conversation with you.
All
So I
right.
just left Denver a while ago and had electricity, no problem. I'm in Evergreen now. We're stopping one at a time at the stoplights. The wind is barely blowing. And I have this weirdest deja vu of COVID. What are they doing?
What's who doing? What are you talking about? What's who doing?
Excel. You know something?
You mean
Wind
why?
is not
Why
real
are you
electricity.
asking? Why are they going to turn off the power?
The wind's barely blowing. We're used to wind.
It's
happens.
barely blowing.
Electricity's
Okay, got
been
it.
around a while.
Well, I don't think they're going to
Electricity's
just
been
turn
around
it off
forever.
willy-nilly. I think they wanted to be able to turn it off to affect repairs quicker.
They already did. It's off.
It's
Up
off?
here, it's off.
Wait
The
a
wind's
minute.
barely. It's a minor breeze.
Wait a
Minor
minute.
breeze.
It's off
What
where
are
you
they
are?
doing? Yeah.
Huh.
And
I
it's
wonder
barely,
why,
barely,
though.
Barely, but a breeze.
You know,
Yeah, you
that
know,
is
I
a,
feel-
that is a
I feel
good
like
topic. Why are they turning off power to preempt? How does that prevent problems?
Tom?
Yeah.
Tom, they're turning it off because of the fire danger. They're afraid that with the wind, some power lines will be blown down and start fires since we've had so little rain. And their feeling is they're being preventive rather than repairing after the fact.
All right, but it just doesn't. I don't know. So
Anyway,
Jay,
that's what they said on their public service announcements.
you know,
That
I
they're
have
trying-
been checking. I have been checking the winds, and Jay's right. It's not that windy out right now. We're not having peak gusts that they expected. So I don't know. Maybe they're doing it.
Giant trees that are not moving at all.
Yeah,
They're
Jay.
not even moving.
I can't tell you. I don't know the reason. I mean, they say they're being preemptive. So, you know, what can you do? I mean, they're in charge. I don't know what kind of criteria they have to use to turn power off. I don't know. But you know what? We can call them and ask. It would be a good question. You brought up COVID and I wanted, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
They paid out over the Boulder fire. I mean, I think they just paid out, like $500 million because of that fire. I have a feeling they're going to be very careful these days.
Ah, very good observation, Mark. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Get your calls in. I also want to know about the best holiday movies and the best deals you have found coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Thank you, brother.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Mics are on.
Good to have you back, Mark.
Blow me.
Like the wind?
Oh, my God. How nice. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth?
That's not the only thing he does to his mother with that mouth.
Okay. There are definitely gremlins that get into my equipment.
Uh-huh. You're not down there after a handful of gummies messing with stuff at about midnight?
No. The winds are not that bad. He's right. They're just being careful.
They expected gusts of 80 miles an hour. So like Mark said, they don't want to be stuck with a $500 billion repair bill. It's easier to shut the power off and err on the side of caution.
Right.
Wow, I wonder if you guys could get just a little quieter. Brian, my God, man.
I'm right here, brother. You're the one that keeps disappearing on us.
Well, what do you want me to say?
Tom, I've been asking
I'm
Tom
a
to entertain me
professional.
here, but he's not.
Where'd he go?
He's here.
I'm just not in the entertaining
He's
mood.
not wanting to entertain us.
You know.
Shannon's the only one
Let's,
giving some entertainment.
let's hear
here.
a song and dance, brother.
And I'm saving it up for tonight. I got balls on my face up in Boulder if they don't turn out the power.
You might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep, they may postpone the game till tomorrow morning, which would be a nightmare.
Oh, God, you would have to wake up early again.
Well, iHeart would have to suddenly create a board op out of spare parts to run this show because I'll be in Boulder. Because they're looking at the tip, just the tip, at 10 a.m.
I didn't hear that guy. Is his power actually off?
Yep. Well, he's in Evergreen and they turned it off.
Yeah, right. It's
I think
already
that's
off.
what he was saying.
Well, what are you going to do, right?
Hmm.
If I got hit with a $1 billion fine or whatever it was, I'd probably never turn the power back on.
What? I can't even remember. What was the actual cause? I know why the Boulder fire spread was the wind. Is that what initiated it? Was it a down
Well, they
power line?
also blamed the Yellow Delhi people, the
I
12
couldn't
tribes
tell you, honestly.
I don't remember.
Christian group for possibly oily rags in a garage or something. Remember that part? But they did track it down to, at least through that court case, to some wires crossing in the wind. And I mean, say what you will against that Christian cult that runs that deli. That is a kick-ass Reuben. I love it.
What deli are you talking
The
about?
Yellow Deli in Boulder.
Never heard of it.
Me neither.
Yep, we know. Oh, dude, we know.
When Marty used to, when Deputy, what the hell did we call him? Deputy Nutcase.
Smarty Pants or something?
Deputy, what the hell was Marty's name? I forget.
Deputy Smarty Pants? You mean what's his
Smarty
name?
Pants. When he lived there, Suzanne and I went down there a few times. So, but other than that, well, that's not true. Been to a couple CU games.
All right.
Back when they actually were winning.
That 1 year?
I don't let that affect me.
Year ago.
I'm there either way.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
how's Seema?
She's better.
Okay.
What was
getting
wrong with
better,
her?
I should say.
What was
Her
wrong with her?
stomach's fucked up. We're
he'll
still
answer.
trying to
Give him a
figure out
second.
long term.
Shut up, Shannon.
What?
What are you, a traffic cop all of a sudden?
Well, yeah, but for people with ADHD, and it's killing me. I can't keep my arms moving that fast. Nobody can see my white gloves as trying to stop traffic.
Y'all
I'll be back.
I know that. Oh, you don't think I know that? I'm with me every day.
What the hell are these pills?
Oh, man, there you go. That's why you won't let me over to the house, because I'd be up
Are
in
they
the damn
blue?
medicine cabinet. Couple for me, couple more for me. I am sober, but man, a Percocet wouldn't hurt right now. All right, here we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. It's Insurance Day today, so I may as well put that out there. You can call and get an insurance checkup anytime you want, but we like to emphasize them on Insurance Day. So if you call Compass, Ask for an insurance checkup, 303-996-9000, 303-996-9000. Brian Burns, Compass Insurance Group, we were talking about insurance checkups one time, and I remember, there is a way to automate this process. Are you going to do that where people can go online and answer questions? And
yeah, well, we have it set up now. They go on our website and they have a couple choices. They can upload their declaration pages if they want, or they can actually we have a new system where if they know their ID and password for their insurance company, they can simply type that in and it will pull the deck pages over to us. So we're trying to make it as easy as we possibly can. And once we have that, then we can start shopping around and look for a better option.
But if people call and want to get started, 303-996-9000. And
Brian, do you do the same for when I had my automotive shops? We had garage keepers and then workman's comp. Do you do the same for business customers as you do and reshop each year to see if there's better coverage for them?
We do. Yeah, the process of getting quotes is a little more in depth just because there's a lot more information.
Can you give them an idea for an insurance checkup?
Well, I mean, it's not going to be that quick of a turnaround. It's just harder to get quotes. It's not an automated system where we can get a bunch of quotes, right away in real time. Commercial quotes, it takes underwriting. It takes actually discussing with insurance carriers and a lot more information.
What's the biggest, not the name of the people by any means or the business, but what's the most coverage you have in place right now? You have anybody with 20 million in liability, or what's that look like on a business?
That's a good question. What are some of the big liabilities? What would they be caused from?
Yeah.
And then same with residential, what's a big residential home these days in Denver Metro? Is there homes out there $10 million or what?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We have one right now that we recently wrote in Aspen. So obviously where it's at is a lot of the cost, but it's just shy of 15 million on the dwelling. And it's
what does that run? What does that run per year for them? Roughly?
Over 70,000.
Whoa, my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 70,000 a year.
That's more than the average two-party income.
Yeah.
That seems a little off balance.
Well, it's a high fire risk, so it was a difficult policy to even find. I mean, we had to work pretty hard to get insurance on it. So, but when you're thinking of $15 million, no, it's a carrier you wouldn't. It's one of these non-admitteds that you wouldn't know about.
Daddy Warbucks insurance company.
Yeah,
I get it.
Exactly. It's one of those kind of policies. So. Commercially, some of the biggest premiums now are
I don't know
HOAs.
about you, Tom, but he just made me feel like a broke son of a bitch, man.
Hey, so listen, this question came up. I know you have some, D. I have one here that just texted to me. Someone says their house has gone up in value. At what point and whose responsibility is it to rewrite insurance? And when do you not get caught being underinsured? That's a good question. Mm-hmm. Whose responsibility is it? And people, this is what we're talking about. A lot of people purposely underinsure their home because they feel like they're never going to have a total loss, or it's going to be so few and far between. In other words, they figure if their house is worth, let's just say $2 million, or $1 million, whatever, just use whatever number you want. Like their house is worth $1 million. They insure it for $500,000 because they figure no roof, no claim will ever come up to $500. So they're always going to be covered. And the only time they'd get stung is if they lost their entire house, and instead of $1 million, they'd get $500. But what they don't understand is when they purposely underinsure, the insurance company will hold them responsible for half of the claim if you're half underinsured. It's called a coinsurance penalty. So if you, under that scenario, had a house that was truly worth $1 million and you insured it for $500,000 and you knew better, if you had an insurance claim on a roof that was $70,000, they would only pay half of it because you're only half insured for the house. That's called a coinsurance penalty. But whose responsibility is it? Whose responsibility is it to make sure that the insurance...
Ask anybody in Boulder.
Yeah.
Whose responsibility is it?
So here's how it works. First of all, you need to look at your policy language because different companies have different rules on when you need to notify them of changes to your home. But
what about just appreciation?
Well, appreciation is going to fall again, look at your policy, but in most cases that's going to fall on the insurance company because you need to know if you have extended replacement costs. That's what's important, is that when you write a policy or when you get a new policy, you want to max out the extended replacement cost because it's inexpensive. You want to try to maximize that. So some carriers will offer only 20% extended.
So if you have a $500,000 home, and you would insure it for $500,000, then have a rider for.
If it was a 20% rider, that'd be an extra $100,000 of extended. So they would pay a max of $600,000.
At what point, though, do you do a rider and not just up the insurance amount?
Well, because it's much less expensive to do that.
When are they supposed to up the amount?
The only reason that most insurance companies would require you to up that or do a new cost estimator is if you make a change to your house. In other words, let's say you finish your basement. You need to notify your insurance because that's a material change to your home, and they need to update the replacement cost and in turn update the dwelling amount. But if it's just going up because the cost of construction is going up, the insurance companies, that's their responsibility. And you'll see they have inflationary increases every year. It may not keep up with inflation.
Okay, so if you don't make a change, am I hearing this correctly? If you do not make a change to your house, you're under no obligation to reinsure it.
That's right. Now, the key to that, though, is for your own sake, you want to make sure you have extended replacement costs. Some policies don't have it at all. So you're only cutting your own, throat on this. If you're not going to update that dwelling limit, you're bound by the dwelling limit. There's no extended. You want to make sure that the onus is on the insurance company. We write everybody we can to the highest limit, whether it be 50% extended or 100%. We have a couple carriers that are uncapped replacement cost, and then it's on them. The onus is on them.
Now, can an insurance company come back and say, your neighborhood has changed so much over the years, we want to do a new policy? For
new
more
policy
money.
Or increase the
We want
dwelling
to
limit.
increase the dwelling limit.
They could, but they could only do that at renewal. But I don't see that very often. What they could do is file with the insurance commissioner to increase their inflationary amount. If, let's say, they're basing it on a 10% increase, and maybe they're saying that's not near enough, we want to raise it by 30%. They would have to get through the insurance commissioner in order to do that.
So when we go to get insurance, who decides the dwelling limit?
The insurance company's cost estimating program. So whenever someone comes to me, I enter all the information about the house into that particular carrier's estimating program. Whatever it is,
doesn't everyone use the same as Xactimate?
It's not Xactimate. That's more of a commercial use one. But Marshall Quick Effect is who most of them use. So you enter that information in, it comes up with the value. But I'm telling you, it does vary. I've got some insurance companies that will require, let's say, $1 million, where another one might do $750,000. It's just I'm using their formula, but then I make sure the onus is on the insurance company to the best of my ability to have to pay the claim if something happened.
Okay, so you have a cost estimator for the dwelling, and then are the contents automatically part of the dwelling?
Yeah, on most carriers, it's a percentage. It's either 50%, 60%, 70%.
But that does not count special scheduled stuff.
No, right.
All right,
There's
so
still exclusions.
when do you know you have to schedule
well,
something?
Hold on. When you got me originally...
Mark, just on the scheduling, and then I'll let you ask. How do you know when you have to schedule above and beyond normal percentage?
So certain items need to be scheduled because there's limitations within a policy. Specifically, jewelry would be the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Every policy on a homeowner has a very limited amount of coverage.
And then art?
Artwork is not necessarily, but the reason why you schedule artwork, first, it's very inexpensive. Secondly, you can establish a value. Whereas if you don't establish a value, you very well might get less than what you were hoping.
All right, Mark?
Well, a couple things. One, I didn't understand that beginning what you were saying, Tom. So if I purposely underinsure, Brian, if my house is worth $1 million and I only insure to $800,000 and I have a claim that's $100,000 for hail damage, I'm only going to get $50,000?
You're not in that case. He's talking about if there was a co-insurance penalty, that's how it would work.
Yeah, you would get only
What is that? That's what I don't understand.
If you purposely, some people miss when they go to insure their house, they lie about it.
that would be the key, is that you're actually putting fictitious numbers in there. As far as, let's say it's a 5,000 square foot house and you're saying, no, it's only 2,000.
Okay, and that's what brings up the second question, is when you put me with whomever it was at the time. I mean, they came out, they even came inside and looked at our cabinets, and they looked at everything.
That's pretty common.
That is if a home is over a certain value, they'll do
I
an
got
interior,
it.
exterior inspection. If it's under a value, they'll still do an exterior. A lot of times they'll drive by, but
especially like if there's trees or in a fire area.
Yes, exactly. But it doesn't always catch whether, it's not going to know if a basement's finished. But so it's just important, that people are looking at their application and making sure that because they're the ones signing off on this.
In one of my houses, they pulled out like measuring tapes, and they were measuring rooms and they were measuring fireplaces. I mean, it depends on how much you're insuring for. So the point is, once you get the value, you don't have to change the value unless you do something different to your house.
Right. You make a change to your home.
Then the onus is on the insurance company.
Yeah, as long as you are reporting when things are done to your house, the onus is on the insurance company. And
so if you got new windows, would that be something you would have?
Not really. Not necessarily, because you're replacing windows that were already there. The policy is already replacement cost.
Okay, so it's only if you are doing something that
let's say you're making an addition.
Okay.
Or you're finishing a basement, something that wasn't
changes the nature of the home.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to take this break. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of homes, the guaranteed lowest price for a furnace right now, renewhomeinnovations.com. I want you to listen to me. Shopping is good, okay? So take them at their word. They're saying if you need a furnace, you're going to get the guaranteed lowest price. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Thank you.
If you want to give a gift that goes beyond the box, give one they can feel. With Viome, your loved ones can finally understand what's really happening inside their body. It's a personal, at-home gut health test. And once they get the results, they'll actually know what foods to focus on and which to avoid completely or cut down on. Most people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. Now that's the ultimate gift. So go to Viome.com. That's V as in Victor, I-O-M-E. Viome.com.
The government is encouraging commercial solar systems. That's why Alliance Roof and Solar, our friends formerly Red Rocks Roof and Solar, they're doing commercial systems and helping landlords and business owners and agribusiness owners and people who have a reason to have a commercial system. They're helping them with the tax credits and all of the government incentives to get up to like 70 or 75% of it paid for. Then they help you sell, or they instruct you on how to sell power back to your end user or back to the grid to make positive cash flow. Alliance Roof and Solar, your commercial solar system source. They do the sales, they do the installation, they do the consulting, and they can repair and service any solar system. 303-704-2449. 303-704-2449. RedRocksRS.com.
Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right. So you said art is cheap to insure?
It is. Relatively very, very cheap. Yeah.
Why? I mean, it's so easily damaged.
Because it's already covered underneath the homeowner policy. The only reason they do this is to establish a value, so you have an agreed value, and it opens the perils up a bit more.
Okay.
Let's say, because if you schedule it, you're covered for breakage, which a homeowner policy wouldn't be. So it makes it a greater amount of...
Who dictates that value?
Well, the insured does, but if it's over a certain value, they're going to want proof. If it doesn't fall in line with what they're thinking.
Speaking of, what is that value?
I mean, here's the thing. It depends on the item. Like, they have a pretty good idea. If they can Google it and see if these are going for this amount. Mm-hmm. But let's say if I would say if it's jumping more than 15-20% over what the market is on what they think they're going to ask for an appraisal. But let's say over 50,000 for an item, they're going to do that.
Oh yeah,
and then jewelry, it's depending on the carrier, but some are over 10,000, some are over 20.
What about guns?
Guns are, here's, not many people schedule guns, and it's only because you have to give us the serial number and all, and
The
people don't
government
like
knows it, though.
but people don't want it on their policy. They don't want people having it.
So if I don't mind doing that,
We can schedule guns, yeah.
roughly what does that cost?
More expensive.
Like-
It's more in line with like jewelry.
Why is that?
I've never insured.
Because they're very commonly stolen. Guns are stolen very frequently.
sought after.
Yeah, whenever someone breaks into a house, a gun is almost the first thing to go.
So let's say per $10,000 in retail value.
Yeah, I would say you're probably, for every $10,000, you're probably looking at a cost of $100.
Like 1%.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rule of thumb.
That's not bad, because over 100 years' time, you're likely to have them stolen.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, but I've said this before, but my problem with scheduling is you better, I would encourage you not to make the claim unless it was over a certain amount. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
so if I'm going to say that, I can't sit there and tell people they should schedule, because it's a bit of a waste of money if you're not going to file a claim. So
Yeah.
the only reason you would file the claim, in my opinion, was if you lost, if all of it got stolen.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
You know, you have a big loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire, you're not limited. It's theft of guns. It's theft of jewelry.
Oh wait, so if my place burns down,
Yep.
and my guns are not scheduled,
Yeah,
I'm still covered for
with fire you are. Yeah,
Why?
because it's not one of the restricted perils. It's theft of guns, theft of jewelry. That is
Fire
included.
jewelry, if I had a ring that was destroyed in a fire.
That would be covered underneath the homeowner personal property. Now again, the advantage of scheduling is you have that established value. But
Okay.
yeah, the limitation
important
on
to know that.
policies is
That's what I just found out. That's
Yeah.
a brilliant piece of information.
Yeah, theft is really the area where you run into the exclusions and the limitations.
Sure.
Brian, would you be
mysterious
able to help Dimitri have his collection of Velvet Elvises appraised and covered?
He wants your Velvet Elvises appraised.
Yeah, and the UV light that's over them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, very expensive. Well, that's a fire hazard right there.
That's right.
Hey, is Marky, are you going to be on the whole show, brother?
He stepped away again.
He stepped away.
He has a record of all my
I thought he was there. Well, I'll keep bringing him up. Here we go.
Every time I pick him up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we've established that when you get an insured amount on your home, that you're good to go, and you do not have to really reevaluate that house. That's up to the insurance company. The only thing you're obligated to do is to inform your insurance company of changes made to the house. It's primarily the structure or design that would increase or the value. Isn't that right, Brian?
Yes. Yep. If you have made a material change to your home that increases the value, specifically, like I said, not necessarily replacing a window because it's already replacement cost.
And I'm going to tell you guys something. Somebody just texted saying, I didn't know I had to schedule jewelry. I had to schedule certain things. You don't. See, what Brian is saying is this, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. On a homeowner's policy, you only schedule things where you don't want to accept the limit.
Yeah, but more than that, there are
like, for example, if jewelry has a limit,
that's right,
of a certain amount.
Yeah, let's say it's $1,000,
and if you can live with that, you don't have to schedule anything.
Of course not. Yeah, of course not. And
you only schedule when you want to go beyond the limit.
That's right. Yeah, I just meant to say that there is a very specific limit for jewelry, and that's why. And what we were just talking off air is the limitation for these things are for theft. So if your jewelry is stolen, if your guns are stolen, these limits apply. Stolen. But if the whole place burns down, fire is not limited. It's part of your personal property at that point. So it's obviously most common that it's stolen or lost, like your jewelry in this case. And that's where the limitation comes into play.
Okay. Did you have a question?
Yeah, Brian, just to shift
Deputy
gears.
D.
Thank you. Just to shift gears for a moment. I have a condo policy, and I'm in the middle of a claim right now because a unit above me leaked and caused an enormous amount of damage. Now, that guy up there, he went into hiding for several months, so I had to make an insurance claim on my own policy.
Right.
Once that gets resolved and paid out, should I expect increases in my two things? Should I expect, number one, increases in my premiums because now I no longer have a unblemished claim record? And the second, are other insurance companies, when it comes time to replace AmFam, going to be less interested in me because I now have a claim?
Good. So the bottom line question, because I have a text just like that. They've heard of chargeable offenses with auto insurance. He's asking, is that chargeable against him?
So both your questions are yes. It's going to be a chargeable claim, and it will make you more difficult. But here, Tom, we've dealt with this a million times.
He just said it will also make it more difficult for me to shop for insurance.
It's his neighbor's problem.
But is it? Here, you and I have dealt with this a million times. When there's a leak, and I don't know your situation, Dimitri, but a lot of times when there's a leak in a condo type situation, it doesn't matter if it originated from your neighbor if it wasn't negligence that caused it. In other words, there's a pipe in the floor that started leaking. That's not his fault, even if it belongs to him.
But it's not his fault either.
No, but it's a claim.
Let me tell you why
his insurance is paying out.
Let me tell you why I think it is his fault. His unit was vacant. And according to our maintenance guy, it looked like it had been vacant for months. So there was a flood in the kitchen. They're still not sure what actually flooded. But had the guy not been negligent and being gone so long, he would have stopped it before it damaged my unit.
By turning off his water.
By turning off the water.
Cleaning up the water, that kind of thing.
Does that make a difference in the context of answering my question?
Do you think your insurance company is going to subrogate?
They already told me they're going to.
Okay, so it depends if they give you money. Then at least it's an explanation, but it's still going to affect you. It's going to be on your record no matter what.
So I'm going to have an ongoing monetary loss.
Right.
Yeah.
For how long? How many years?
5 years.
Oh my God. So I'm going to go after this D-bag.
Wait, now hold on. That's a good point. And that goes beyond your scope as an insurance broker.
Right.
But I wonder if D would have a claim against his neighbor for increasing the cost of his insurance.
I guarantee you I'm going to have that claim. And we're going to
you're going to have that claim. I wonder how it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you're claiming the reason I'm being surcharged is because of you.
Absolutely.
Then what if he uses Brian's explanation is, I wasn't negligent, but you're saying he was negligent.
Yeah. The unit had been left unoccupied for such a long time that I actually
think he should have turned his water off when he left?
No, he should have made arrangements for somebody to come in and check on those. He has a certain duty of care to his neighbors to make sure there isn't a failure that causes this kind of widespread damage.
I want to get duty of care. I want to get John Fuller on.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what he would say.
I want to ask John Fuller about duty of care. Get him on if you can, because Dimitri's bringing up a really good topic. What is the duty of care? If they breach that duty of care, do you then have a damage that you can go after because they breached their duty of care, and therefore you're paying more insurance as a result of it? Really good questions, Dimitri.
Thank you, Tom.
So on the topic of insurance, I have a text here. People, and this is a really good one. People want to know, to what extent do they have to take inventory or have an inventory list in their home? You know, I think about it. Like, I'm looking over at my drums right there, and I'm looking over at my exercise equipment, and I look inside my entertainment room and different places, my son's little studio here. I don't have a clue what's in there, but it would be a devastating loss if something happened. So we'll talk about inventory and how to keep it if you need to keep it, and what is expected, or does it help you, whether it's expected or not. 303-713-8255, denverregen.com. We talk about them all the time: testosterone replacement, hair replenishment, which I had done. And people will tell you, right, Brian, am I lying or am I dying? My hair, huh?
It's pretty good over there.
Amazing. I had that stem cell. But also, remember, painful joints and tendons, denverregen.com.
Nope.
Not only that,
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we have had some problems out here this morning. There's a crash on 225 southbound. It's in between I-70 and Colfax. It looks like right lanes are blocked.
Yeah, let's do it after this.
Back onto I-70. Down south, still wrapping up the crash near Happy Canyon northbound. They do have everything to the right side, but it's been backed up in there for a few miles anyway. Rock scaling number 3 closure.
Let's see if we can get Fuller on, by the way.
Between Idaho Springs and the Veteran Memorial Tunnel.
Efforting.
Thank you. At a standstill. May take another, maybe 15 minutes before they reopen. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. Dead car battery? The experts at Batteries Plus will have you in and out fast. Replacements usually take about 20 minutes. No appointment needed. Want to extend the life of your car battery too? Ask about their premier installation. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
You know, one of the things I like about John Fuller, our personal injury expert, is how he handles new clients. In fact, you don't even have to be a client. If you call, the very initial call, you can ask to talk to him, or he'll call you back. But he'll talk to you before you sign up, before you commit to anything, and he'll answer all of your questions. How many times do you want just information and you don't want to commit right away? No other PI attorney does that. Okay, so now once you do talk to John, if you like the fit, you think he's a good guy, you want to hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis, and you still get this personal attention because he gives you his cell phone. You can call or text at any time. It's the real deal. John Fuller, Fuller. Call Fuller.com, and here's his number, 303-597-4500.
Thank you.
Okay, what were you saying, Brian?
I was saying that, so I occasionally have people up and like preach at our
Yeah.
church, you know? And so I did a sermon a while back, and it was kind of for this story, you know, tied together with the Bible story in Esther. And so they asked me to come and do that same thing for cancer care.
Okay.
It's a program they do that is just from people all around the community. And so I did that just a couple weeks ago, and that one was
Really good, powerful.
because you're looking around the room, and to your point, a lot of bald heads, and a lady was blind from disease. And I mean, just giving this story, it was you know, it was good. At the end of it, they all seemed encouraged and that kind of thing. But man, it was a different group too. You just saw how different chemos affect different people. You know, you just see the effects of it. They think they're going to be able to get it. I mean, yeah, the vacant place and the sedation, sometimes they just don't.
Yeah, he finally called me.
Okay.
I think about 2 weeks ago. He said he'd now filed initially he filed damage claim with Travelers. Once my company, who couldn't reach him, they hired Willoughby, a big law firm.
Yep.
They found him.
Who? His own company? Oh. Oh.
So how much damage?
Here's the thing.
About 70,000.
70,000, so it is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of damage.
So he told me he had to file a liability
And by the way,
to cover it.
but I need to say something, by the way, if he didn't fix it, your fixing won't do any good for you because it'll only happen again. Did he fix his? Okay.
Yeah, I verified that.
Did he? So he acknowledged then he had a leak, but he's ghosting you?
He was.
Was his insurance company ghosting you?
No, I didn't even know his insurance company.
Well, who knows if he even filed it at that point?
Yeah, at that point, we didn't know. So my insurance company is going to submerge me. They already sent me that letter.
Well, sure, they always do on a big claim. always.
Yeah, big claim. You're exactly right, Tom. If it's a big claim, they do. If this was $5,000, half the time they don't even bother. They're just like,
They may write a letter. But
I mean, I got 3 pages from Mark Szymanski, and it's still missing at least 10 or 15 line items I have to fit into cash. So
But yeah, even if they separate, you're gonna show up with a $70,000 loss, water loss.
Yeah.
And so just the water loss portion of it is gonna be a red flag for insurance.
So how much more should I expect to pay in the next 5 years? Rough. I know it's a guess for you. I mean, is it 2x?
20%.
Yeah, that's probably
20%.
Going after.
You know, I can do a quote and tell you the difference between no claim and claim. Really, underpayments is another issue. Is just finding a company with a water loss.
See, I'm going to end up with Bubba's Insurance.
Well, American Family you still have. If they, I mean, it sounds like they've handled it well.
No, nobody paid me anything. They came in with 17,000.
Okay.
Mark came in with 47,000.
Yeah, American Family's a bad company.
It's a shitty company. So we're gonna. So I hired Matt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a big fight on our hands. I'm up to 70,000 so far with moving expenses. By the time with my rent, because I have to completely move out. So by the time with my rent, it'll probably be over 100,000. My guarantee it's gonna be over 100,000.
Was there any mold issue?
Oh yeah, there's mold in the walls. I mean, when we opened up the wall, the back of the drywall was already stuck.
Well, and your also will have limitations on
5,000,
and so that's all they'll pay. You're not limited by that for travelers in this case.
Yeah, that's up to Matt too.
Power's off in Lakewood.
What?
Hey, Shannon, will they kill the power to the building and the Jennies kick up?
They could if they wanted. Here we go.
Okay.
30K How.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-255. Let's get John Fuller on. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney we use all the time to talk about liability and duty of care and negligence. And he's our expert, although he's an mainly auto accidents and personal injury to people. But this is a good topic anyway, John, and we want to get your legal mind on this. So Dimitri owns a condo, and the guy above him left town, and the condo flooded. And it caused about $70,000 worth of damage to Dimitri. Dimitri's insurance, he's going to be fighting it with his insurance. Yes, Dimitri's going to be fighting it with his own insurance to get it covered. And when I say fighting it, they know they're liable. It's just the amount. So let's just say bottom line is he's going to have a claim counted against him for water loss and other damage. So now Dimitri's sitting there with a loss on his record. And Brian Burns from Compass Insurance Group says they're going to charge that against you. In the next 5 years, you might pay 20% more on premium for the next 5 years.
And he said it will make it more difficult for me to find an alternative insurance company.
Well, if you wanted to try to get out of paying that extra money and you thought you could get a new policy, the new policy will ding you as well.
He said I'll actually have limited choices now. Some insurance companies won't touch me now.
Okay, that's right. So now, Dimitri, no matter how you look at it, is looking at a personal loss. In addition to the insurance loss, he's going to have an out-of-pocket loss now.
For 5 years.
For 5 years of X amount of dollars. He wants to know, can he go after his upstairs neighbor for a breach of duty of care or whatever you would call it? Because Dimitri's claim is that the guy upstairs was negligent. It's not just an act of God, but he was negligent.
By leaving town for months at a time.
Without making what? Without making a
shutting water off, maybe?
The management company told me that the leak had been going on for a very, very, very long time. His place is trashed completely. And that's because he's been gone for months and wasn't there to notice the leak and do something about it before it caused all this other damage.
Did you ever talk to the neighbor personally?
Yeah.
Does he feel like he did anything wrong?
No, he is just an arrogant D-bag.
Okay.
And he's very upset with my insurance company's lawyers contacting him. He feels that's my fault.
Yeah, so Dimitri's insurance company is going to subrogate against the guy. But John, what do you think about Dimitri's claim against the neighbor himself for additional out-of-pocket?
Okay.
if you want me to just net it out,
yeah,
my assessment is no. Mark Jr. is not going to be able to recover from his upstairs neighbor for that loss. And here's why. I think, number one, the losses are very speculative. There's no way that you're going to be able to satisfy the burden of proof to show that you lost X number of dollars with this speculative claim that something is harder than it was before and that you're going to have limited choices. That's just crazy. Brian can say that in his opinion, rates may go up, but you're never going to get an insurance company to quantify that particular loss that they were fully reimbursed on through a subrogation claim was the result of a 20% rate increase.
Hold on. They won't admit that, Brian.
Well, John, and I obviously respect your opinion on this is definitely better than mine. I just didn't know, but I would say that I can easily do a quote with and without the claim and show the difference in premium.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to put that in as
the cause.
An expert qualified, and I don't think that will pass the burden of proof to get it in the door. Honestly, I don't.
Gotcha.
I think those losses are speculative. The other issue, though, is really one of duty. And I don't know that that's a foreseeable loss such that he had a duty to show up month after month to make sure that nothing's leaking so that, God forbid, a drop of water doesn't go through the roof and impact the units below, Dimitri's included. I don't know. I don't practice in this area of law, but I just think that might be a little bit far of a reach to say that that's a foreseeable issue such that his failure to show up is, in fact, negligence making him responsible. So on both of those levels, I think the foreseeability of the loss as well as the really
breach,
slippery
the breach of
slope,
duty,
if you will. No, the slipperiness of quantifying and proving your damages. I think that combination is going to make it very difficult for Dimitri to succeed. But, I don't practice in this area. I could be wrong. I'm sure Dimitri's going to file it and prove us all wrong. But that's just my take off the top of my head that it's maybe a little bit far of a reach and and just not something that you're going to be able to
because the way you outlined it, John, is very clear. He has two prongs. One is, was the guy negligent or did he owe him some duty of care? And two, is the additional cost a direct result of that? And can you actually quantify that? So he's got two burdens of proof here.
Yeah. What question do you have, though, Junior?
Well, that was my question, Tom. Tom summarized
Nobody even picked up on that.
I picked up on that, right?
And I didn't get it.
Except for Mark.
Just like Mark.
Oh, okay.
Really?
No, he called me John Jr.
John Jr.
Okay.
No. Mark Jr.
Mark did.
Mark.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that.
So connecting the dots. It's not always that easy to connect the dots. What if the HOA had a requirement that when you leave town, you have to do something and he didn't do it?
Well, Tom,
that might satisfy the duty. I don't know that, I've ever seen an HOA set of decks and bylaws that say as a condition of owning this property, you have to physically set foot in it, every 3 weeks. I mean, that seems like that would be over the top, and that would never pass muster. So,
Mark, one last thing. My own insurance policy, and Brian, tell me if this is common, it specifies that if I cannot be away from my home for an extended period of time, or else I won't be covered for damage. Have you ever heard of this?
There's certain items within certain perils that will not be covered if the home is vacant for more than 60 days, specifically vandalism. And water damage could apply, but only if you didn't maintain heat and the pipes froze.
Oh, okay.
So that wouldn't be applicable here.
Yeah, there you go. That wouldn't come in here, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's a tough claim. I mean, we deal with this all the time, and I have clients that we that's what we do. We make claims against insurance companies all day, every day in my practice, and many of those claims that. In my own life, I mean, we had a tremendous set of hail damage claims many years ago, and Allstate swore up and down that they would never raise the rates because, that's a catastrophic loss and it would be illegal and we can't raise our rates and blah, blah, blah.
But the next year, my insurance doubled, and their only response was, well, we didn't raise the rates. We just recategorized the entire area. And so, unfortunately, your insurance doubled.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I mean, listen, there's no way that you can come back and I think there's no way that you can truly get the necessary proof to hang a rate increase on a specific act of a third party. And maybe Brian can make his computer, estimating software crank out a different number, but I really think getting the insurance company to come in and say, yep, that's what we did, is going to be very difficult.
Well, and to your point, John, if I was able to provide anything, it would be a 1-year deal. I can't go 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the future and give accurate numbers.
It'll be fun to follow this along. And John, I appreciate you being here as you are for this call and all year. And that's anyone who wants to call John about personal injury, of course, and auto accidents. He's happy to discuss your case. And then, of course, he works on a percentage fee basis. If you do want to hire him, there's no obligation. He will talk to you right up front. 303-597-4500.
Thank you.
Now, impact traffic.
Ironic. Yeah, we have had some problems out here this morning. There's a crash on 225 southbound. It's in between I-70 and Colfax. It looks like right lanes are blocked, and it is tied up back onto I-70. Down south, still wrapping up the crash near Happy Canyon northbound. They do have everything to the right side, but it's been backed up in there for a few miles anyway. Rock scaling number 3 closure is in effect right now between Idaho Springs and the Veteran Memorial Tunnels. We are looking at traffic at a standstill. May take another, maybe 15 minutes before they reopen. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. When you're trying to find quality candidates, all the searching, screening, and interviewing can become a job itself. You need Indeed, the all-in-one platform that makes it easy to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
How about this for the guaranteed lowest price? Fix it 24/7. We'll do a complete furnace refurbishment for you for $39 if you're a new customer. Why a new customer? Well, they want to show people what they can do, so you call them when you have a problem. They're going to take up to 2 hours and take that furnace apart and refurbish it. They're going to clean every nook and cranny. Dirt is the #1 killer of furnaces, and they take care of that, adding life and efficiency to your furnace with a no breakdown guarantee plus free second opinions. FixMyHome.com. Book now. Great people. FixMyHome.com. Book now. 720-526-3939.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
So Mark, do you think I'm sounding a little off today?
No.
The first hour you did.
Yeah?
You got a little more pep in your step now.
All right.
I mean, you're still ugly.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, God.
Well, you were up late. I figure you're just a little tired.
Yeah. Yep, everything is working out. You should have seen these guys looking at my chart last night thinking, holy shit, you've been through it. They're like scratching their fucking heads.
Yeah, just quickly. Okay. I like to have all my papers somewhere else, in case my computer breaks down.
I actually would save some money in taxes if I got that fucking car before the end of the year, but I always do this to myself. I don't know, it's so hard. Hey, why didn't you get an X, Brian? Why didn't you get an X?
Oh, because I like the look of the S better.
I like the X. I like the S too, but I want to wait for that new S or to get the X is really pretty though.
I just like the S. I like the look of the S and the drive of the S better than
Yeah. Did you try both?
Yeah, I test drove it. Yep.
Okay.
Try my time. You're gonna send me over to.
I'll be looking for that. What's the one you said it's over? The card. The card. You put an order in on an S Plaid at one point.
I had an S Plaid ordered, and I backed out. And then I did the Model 3 for my son. We got that one. He loves it. He absolutely.
In the
for my daughter. I affectionately call it Crash.
Say a guy has substantial. Is that covered?
Oh, never thought of that.
Again,
that's a good one to talk about.
Oh, it's gonna go. Yeah, but for that, it's like maybe, you know, depending on so about 1%. Yeah, it's gonna be in the same ballpark as what jewelry would be. 1%. Yeah,
it's a good product.
Yeah,
for that guy, that hypothetical.
Right. I hear you. Yeah,
totally hypothetical guy. I read about it.
It's cheaper to just have say deposit box, that kind of stuff, or you know,
and the government has access to it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there is a way to insure it. Yep, you just have to schedule it.
You know, when all my shit goes into storage, it's not insured. No.
Well, off premises, right?
10% of coverage.
Also, that's not insured.
10% of your contents coverage extends to off premises.
Like I said, it's not insured.
Yeah. Get insurance.
10% in how?
All my shit is going to go into storage, and that storage.
Oh, all your shit. Yeah, of course.
Literally everything.
Yeah. So you would want to get.
Where are you going to live during this time? Does your insurance cover that?
Loss of use.
Yeah. So Matt told me they have to pay for rent for me and my cats. Something that's comparable to everything we have, plus my 2 spots and stuff.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where I'm going to go. That's really a huge source of anxiety for me. Because
Mark probably has an extra room.
It's too far out.
You're going to have to live with Mark.
He's not even getting this, is he?
iHeartRadio.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, with Major Marc Mager on and off through the morning here. He's getting ready to take off for a week or so. Hey, Kathy, what's going on with your grandson? Hi, Kathy. What's happening?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, my husband passed away in 2023, and my grandson was very close to us all the time. He's always been in trouble his whole life. He was in prison. He was in prison for stealing credit cards, and he was in all kinds of other like institution type things. He was in this place called Third Way because he was on cocaine, and the counselors said that he probably could never really get off of it because he had taken so much of it. He just is a troubled person. And then his father passed away from drugs as well. So anyway, he wanted to move in with me. He asked me twice if him and his girlfriend and her daughter could move in with me.
God,
don't do it.
What a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. So I said I was really sorry, but no, that just wouldn't work. Well, he was very upset about it. He asked me twice, and then he just started stealing everything in my house. So when he was in prison, he met some guy there that he knows about making keys and all of this stuff. He said that this guy would make any key for him, and he could get into any house he wants to. He said he has tools in his car from this guy that he could get into any house. So anyway,
wait. So did your grandson basically tell you that I can get into your house if I want to?
Yes.
Was he
definitely,
kind of like blackmailing you, saying if you don't do what I want, I'm going to take it anyway?
Well, I guess I could take it that way. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, because he's just been stealing everything from me. Money.
Well, hold on. How does he steal from you? Does he break in or does he use these keys?
Well, I'm not quite sure. That's the whole problem.
Give me something he's stolen.
I have an alarm system.
Give me some stuff he has stolen.
He has stolen money, jewelry, Like wine. We have a wine cellar. My husband he loved wine, and he always was in all these wine clubs.
Does
and
he
so
admit
forth, and
he's stealing from you? Does he admit it?
Oh no, he's really good at being a fraud. In fact, he tells other people that he just wants to be a family, but he's a sick person. While he's stealing from me, he pretends that he's just this perfect person and that he just wants to be a family.
Kathy, have you changed your locks yet?
I have. I've changed several
I'm wondering
times.
if it's really happening. Here's the thing, Kathy. Seriously now, I don't mean.
No.
Are you positive that this stuff is?
I am totally positive. Yes, and that's the problem, because that I called the police and they can't do anything because I can't get him on camera because Best Buy was over. Because I wanted them to check all the cameras and stuff, and they said that he has to be getting in with a jammer. They said
no.
He has to be
See,
getting in with a jammer.
Kathy, maybe give me something that was obviously stolen, something that was in your not money, but something that was there and it's not there anymore.
Something that was there and it's not.
Yeah,
well,
an
there's so
obvious,
much.
not money, but something obvious that he stole from you. What was it? Give me something.
There's just he steals everything. He even steals my clothes, my shoes.
Okay, hold on a second, Kathy. Hold on. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Hang on, Kathy. We got more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-8255. You know where I'm going with that. It's paranoia. Oh, it's first you have the trauma, the death of her husband, then you have the grandson.
Mark, you have to go check out her place.
No. Mark, did you recognize the
instantly?
You did instantly. I didn't instantly, but then she's got trauma from her husband losing her husband.
The nail in the coffin was the jammer.
Yeah, is that
that's exactly right. The jammer.
No D.
There is no jammer.
And then stealing his grandmother's underwear is a little strange.
That's another thing, yeah.
I did not hear. I thought she was legit until you started really pressing her on questions. But
see, Brian, that's why I do what I do, and you do what you do. And Tom does what Tom does.
We are very sensitive to your grandma's underwear, so this resonated with you.
How can people think that Dimitri has a better odor than me?
It's not an odor, it's a signature scent.
Oh, who won the poll? I haven't looked.
I did. Who do you think won?
Oh, Dimitri by far is ahead in the poll. Someone on YouTube said I should have thrown in the cat.
The cat?
Princess.
In fact, I think I will. Hold on.
Where is Princess?
She comes in and out over here. She's been around several times today already.
Okay.
And she goes over there and looks out the window. I think now that couch is upstairs, she spends a lot of time on that couch. Brian, I have other unrelated insurance questions for you that might be of more interest to the audience whenever there's a lull in the action.
You got it. You got a good one right now, though. Shoot, this one's interesting, just because. So is her son still in jail?
Sounds like prison. I don't know. I think he's out, which is why he's stealing stuff.
Which would make sense. She just never mentioned how he got out, but.
The one thing I will say about the YouTubers, they never play around. When there's a poll, they answer the question directly, honestly, and effectively.
That means you must have won, Mark.
No, Mark's not on there.
I'm not in that room.
Well, if you're asking people about the scent who are not in that room, how valid can the poll be?
I need to.
Well, it's either Dimitri, Brian, Tom, or the cat.
Yeah, but on what are they basing their response.
On who they believe smells better.
But they've never been there to smell it.
Well,
That's
they
my
can
point.
look at them and tell. Look at the clothes they're
you
wearing.
can tell by looking at someone.
Tom's shirt looks like it's from the 30s.
So, Mark, you expect people who have
Brian
never been
still
there,
has old pizza crumbs on him.
Just cleaning up right now.
Dimitri, you can probably smell from wherever you're watching. And everybody, Doc, knows what a cat smells like.
I'd take the cat over the three of us.
And 90% of the folks are.
Okay, there you go. Then they are bright.
Although, if I was calling a dog race, Dimitri's coming up around the corner.
Hey, Brian, you are the only one who has a legitimate vote because you are sitting there with both Tom and Dimitri. So yours is the only vote that really counts.
That's all that really
I'm going to
matters.
throw you in the mix, Doc, if you don't watch it.
Well, throw me in. It doesn't matter. I'm sitting here in the flagship with nobody around.
And we're all grateful.
Where are you heading off to, Mark?
We're hitting Vegas, and then we're hitting Buckhead, Atlanta, and then we're hitting Austin.
Wow. Just all the way through Christmas, you're saying?
Yeah, we'll be back. We're gone like 8 days, I think.
Okay.
Are you taking a van or are you flying, Mark?
We're flying each place.
You going to a concert in Vegas?
We probably will, or at least a comedian, but nothing planned. I think we'll be watching the Broncos game at Ruth's Chris on Christmas in Buckhead.
That's Kansas City, right?
Yeah, that should be a blowout, man. Kansas City is so bad now that they lost their quarterback. My God.
I know. He's done.
Patrick
and it was his ACL and what is it? What's the other one? Like LCL or something. It was two different.
Just need you to roll your windows up.
Two different ones got torn.
There's ACLs, MCLs, and LCLs.
I think it was the LCL. LCL and the ACL.
It's a lateral, right.
And the ACL.
Right, both of them.
And the LGBTQ. All right, let's see who won. The cat won by far. Look at that. What's that cat's name again?
Princess.
Princess won 78%. Dimitri comes in second. Tom comes. Not one vote for Tom. Oh my God. Not one vote for Tom.
Come on,
Wow.
man. Somebody says, I think the blink cameras work by Wi-Fi, and it might be possible to jam the signal. No, it's not jammed.
Yes, and it's possible he's stealing her undergarments as well.
She's just paranoid as hell.
Well, it's beyond paranoid. She really thinks it's happening. You know what I mean? It probably all started when her husband died, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your first name? And when did you call in?
Thanks for calling Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
Yep.
Come on, girlie.
Let's get you feeling a little better. All right. Is she with Brayden Lee? Hang on. Kathy, you still there? Perfect. Okay. Hang on.
advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Yeah, I'm here to help you, and I love doing it. Going on 45 years, recovering hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise exchanges, refunds, and services. Major Marc Mager with me, and we are taking your calls as we wrap up this year. What is the best holiday movies ever made? We'll get to that in a second. Here, Kathy's got a serious problem, and I know she didn't call to get preached to from me. I did some looking into these jammers. There are no jammers for Wi-Fi cameras, so and security cameras. So, Kathy, if he's not on camera, I have to. Kathy, your grandson is not jamming cameras. There are no jammers for cameras. The only
You can order them on Amazon. You can look it up on Amazon.
Okay, all right.
Yes, if you look it up on Amazon.
So you think
you can.
Okay, you think that's what he's
You
doing?
can buy a jammer.
That's what he's doing.
And it even says on there that people buy them to criminals buy them to get into houses undetected.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had it on YouTube all the time.
Okay.
Of sports people
who
had their houses broke in with jammers.
I don't think your grandson.
I'm not making it up.
I'm not saying you're making it up. I think you truly believe it, but I don't think he's breaking in to do this. I mean, there's what's in it for him. What's in it for him?
Money, wine.
How much? How much money?
Because a lot of money.
How much?
A lot of money. The wine isn't cheap. It's like $300 and some a bottle.
How many bottles
it's not
are
cheap
missing?
Wine.
How many bottles are missing?
Probably 300.
300 bottles.
Yes, there's a wine cellar, and that's what he does. He just steals everything out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he goes so far as to use these Wi-Fi camera blockers.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what about the police?
Jammers. You should look them up. What about the police? Well, they can't do anything unless you have him on camera. That's why the only reason I called because
there are no jammers. Okay, you say there are, but there are no jammers. There are jammers, but they're very sophisticated, and you don't buy them. You don't buy them on to break into people's houses. So
you do. You can look it up.
Show me.
I'm sorry,
show me.
I don't want to.
Show me where they are. Show me. What's the name of them?
Now.
I'm looking it up right now. There are no Wi-Fi camera jammers.
No, just look up jammers at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Look up jammers, and what they do is they jam the alarm system.
Hey, what kind of clothes did he steal from you? Were they like fur coats, or what are we talking about here?
Just clothes. I don't know if he gives them to his girlfriend, or maybe his girlfriend comes with him. I don't know. All I need to know is just how to catch him.
Okay.
I just want to know how to catch him. So, do you know anybody?
Well, first of all, I don't believe it. So his motion detectors and all of that, he gets by all of that.
He does.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he's that sophisticated, the answer is no. I don't know anybody. Nope. He'll outsmart him. Because, Kathy, here's the thing, Kathy. You lost your husband.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through a traumatic part of your life. I don't think your grandson is stealing from you. I think you're imagining it.
How about the final solution?
I think you're imagining it. I don't. Doc, hold on a second, please.
Oh.
I don't mean to insult you. I don't mean to insult you, but you have all the earmarkings.
That is insulting.
Well, I'm sorry, but I think you're imagining it. And a lot of older women who are alone.
I am not.
Okay, all right.
I'm not alone.
But you don't have
other people in my life.
You don't have any shred of truth that you don't have one shred of evidence that he's doing this. He can't be that sophisticated where he jams up every system you have in your house to get 300 bottles of wine and money.
Well, he did.
Kathy, why don't you just hire a private investigator to follow him?
Okay, well, who's a good one? I don't know who to hire. I've been thinking about that, but I don't know who to hire because you have to make sure you get somebody reputable, and I don't know anybody.
That's true.
If you could tell me that,
we do have some reputable people.
One.
We have some reputable people.
Okay.
We used to.
Let me.
I got to think about this. And Kathy, I don't know. So how often does he come into your place?
Well, I don't really want to say because you don't believe me. I mean,
I don't believe you. I don't think you're lying, though. I don't think you're lying. I don't want you to think I think you're. I don't think you're lying. You're right. I think you believe it. I really think you believe it. I don't think you're lying at all.
The things are gone. Do you want me to send you a picture of my wine cellar before and after?
Yes.
Yes, I am not lying.
Yes, I do want you to.
There is no lying going on here.
And what kind of money? Wait, Doug. What kind of money? Is it cash that you keep somewhere?
Well, it was cash, yes. It was in a big old Coke bottle, this big Coke bottle, probably 3 feet high, 4 feet high. And it was just all quarters.
About how often does he do it?
Okay, I am not saying because you don't believe me. So can I just get the number for the private detective that you would like to recommend? Because obviously this conversation isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, you're right, it isn't. Suze, do we know any private, don't we? I want to ask Suze for one. What we'll have to do, Kathy, is get your number and call you back with it.
Hey, Tom?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tom,
yes,
how about asking one of our attorneys? They must know a good private investigator.
I don't want her wasting her money. This is absurd, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is. I don't want to make fun of her either. Kathy, I'm sorry. I don't think we can help you. I really don't. Call the police, and the police ought to be able to track this down if he's breaking into your home repeatedly, taking 300 bottles of wine, big bottles of coins and money and all of that.
Yes.
They should be able to do it. And Kathy, I'm sorry that you're having this issue with your grandson. It's too bad.
Yes, I'm very sorry too, and I'm sorry that I thought maybe you could help me. I didn't know that you were going to do this to me, or I wouldn't have called.
Well, we're not doing anything to you. I really believe you're sincere. I'm not. I just don't agree with you.
It's not only that I'm sincere; it is happening.
Okay.
It's not like. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with my brain.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you.
I have been to the Well, no. So why would I be making this up, or why would I be imagining it? I don't have time
the problem
to
really is
kind
of listen to me for a second. Yes, there are jammers out there that, like, the Russians and the CIA and people have in use. But even so, but hold on. Even so, when you're looking at the actual video, which I assume you're recording, it doesn't make people just disappear. It either scrambles it or kills his signal. So are you seeing that?
It scrambles it. Yes, it does. Yes.
Well, then send us the video when we're on board.
You can see the camera going off and then coming back on, and there's spaces of time missing.
I suppose there are. I never looked for spaces of time missing.
Well, that's what happens.
That's what
happens with a jammer. I mean, it jams it. You would see it being jammed. Here's the thing, though. You think they're just available, and they're not. You can't, like, you'd have to jam. Do you have motion detectors in your home as well?
I have Ring camera. So I have Ring camera and Ring alarm.
And it
so
jams.
I have all of
it
that,
jams that too. He jams that too.
You can look it up. You can look up Ring cameras, and you can look up. Let's see, what's the other one? There's another one.
Look at
Simply Safe.
You can.
Okay, so
you
one
can
of
look
them,
up anything
Ring
you
cameras.
want.
It says that they don't detect people using jammers. Even ADT, they said if you get their system, they actually have an anti-jamming thing. So if somebody tries to jam it, they are notified right away, and then they'll notify the cops.
Okay.
But so there are jammers, and they do jam those alarm systems.
And
it's a well-known fact.
Yeah, but he doesn't jam everything all at once to get in there, and he's not going through all that effort. I'm sorry. So, you can't convince
the police. That's not
the
a lot of effort. You just hold it up against the house and jam it.
No, it's not that easy.
That's what.
And Kathy, it would show up. Kathy, it would show up on the video as being interfered with. It would show up. You would see some kind of. If there truly was a jammer, which there isn't. If there truly was, it would be. You would see it. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, listen. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I really
thank
do.
you.
And I mean that sincerely. I do wish you the best. I'm sorry you're having these issues. You said you have other people in your lives. Have you had other people try to help you find him or catch him?
Yes, people are helping me all the time. But
How are they
there's
helping?
nothing we can do because he jams it.
Oh, okay.
They like stake out the house, but that's impossible because you can't stake out the backyard too. They just do all kinds of different things.
How about your grandkids, the parents? I mean, what do they say about this?
Yeah, your son or daughter who has this the father.
I told you his father has passed away. His
that's
father
right.
has passed
Okay.
away.
All right. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I didn't know that.
Yes, right. He passed away from drugs. Yes.
Oh, that's right. You said
Right.
that. That's right. He
Yes,
comes from
right,
a line.
right.
I don't.
He comes from a line of it. I wasn't in that line. I have never taken drugs in my life. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Kathy,
well,
I'm
I just
sorry.
want you to do me a
I
favor, though.
Yeah. What would you like us to do?
Well, I just want you to look it up. Look
Okay.
up on Amazon.
Yeah.
Look up
I did.
jammers,
I
and you will
did.
be able to see it right
and,
there.
And there
It
aren't
says
any.
Right there.
There
I've
aren't
looked
any.
it up. No, there are. Yes,
Okay.
there are.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you. I'll see you,
Thank
Kathy.
Bye-bye.
There are no jammers on Wi-Fi, by the way, folks. And the jammers, look at Mike. You have a comment on jammers. Go ahead and feed her paranoia. Go ahead. Yeah, they carry them around all the time and they use them all the time. That's why these porch pirates. That's why they don't use them, because they could just buy them on Amazon. Go ahead, Mike. What's your comment?
Hey, thanks, guys. Hey, I've dealt with these jammers a lot. I have 3 of them sitting in front of me. They are real. If you do go on Amazon, search DeAuthor watches, DeAuthor watches. They affect the 2.4 gigahertz. They don't affect 5G, and they will shut off everybody's everything that you select. You can do
Even
cell phones,
the motion detector and everything in the house.
anything 2.4 gigahertz, it will shut off for 10 minutes.
Okay. But we're talking about a security system in a house. We're not just talking
But
about
then you
Wi-Fi.
would see, wouldn't you see the hole in the video? How does that work, Mike?
Yes, it does. You will see the flash. It just depends on the system. It will either cut out time, or you'll see like still images of a person walking by. But if you get the correct one, you can totally eliminate all of that. And they're only $60 on Amazon. It's called a DeAuthor watch, and they are highly illegal to use unless you have permission by the owner of whatever system you're trying to jam.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm sure that look at the ones that you're looking at. I'm looking at all of these that you're talking about, and they don't work the way as smoothly as you think they do. It's the grandson doesn't just turn it on and it goes away and seamlessly shows everything, and he's able to get in and break in. But it's okay. Bob's got another comment. Let's get them all. Let's get all the whack jobs in one segment here. Go ahead, Bob. What about you, Bob?
Hi, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I've talked to you a few times over the phone. There are.
I'm sure there are.
Wi-Fi. It jams the whole Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So what does that have to do with? What does that have to do with a motion detector or a camera?
Well, if your Wi-Fi is hooked up to your
What about your motion detector?
Take everything out.
What about your motion detectors?
Hooked up to your Wi-Fi.
No, it is not.
It's hooked up to your Wi-Fi.
My motion detectors aren't hooked up to the Wi-Fi.
Well, yours might be hardwired in through your landline or something. But if you've got a Wi-Fi system and you've got your security system.
So here, I'm going to make somebody a bet that you get your jammer and come to my house with my security system on, and I will guarantee you won't be able to come into my home and leave undetected. I'll guarantee it. I will guarantee it.
If you're on a landline, I agree. And I've had landline security systems, but if you're hooked up through a Wi-Fi,
no, I'm even saying with my Wi-Fi, you will not come in undetected. There will be some break in time, or there will be some interference shown. It will not be seamless. That you will. Have you used them, Bob?
I have not used a jammer, but I've seen there's a couple of different guys online that are very good.
And I've seen hippopotamuses smoking dope. I've seen all kinds of stuff online. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. No, we're not going to feed this paranoia. Look at. Of course, there are sophisticated things. There are all kinds of jammers and all kinds of things. Her grandson is not going through the trouble of jamming this. And that other guy said, and if you buy the right kind, it's totally undetected. I'll guarantee you it's not undetected. I'll guarantee you that any of you callers cannot get a jammer and undetectedly come into my home without being some interference shown or break in time or something. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Now, I know that you can buy stuff so sophisticated. I imagine the FBI, the CIA, I imagine there are things out there we don't know about, but her grandson doesn't have it. That's the point I'm trying to make. Her grandson's not taking something out of Amazon and going into her home undetected and jamming up the whole security system. It's just not, okay? And that one guy that said he had 3 in front of him, what does he use them for? What does he use them for? Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. This is the Paranoid Hour. Join me right after this.
This year, give the gift of more energy, better digestion, and a better mood with Viome. It's a personal, at-home gut health test that helps your loved ones understand what their body truly needs to thrive. They'll get personalized food recommendations and supplements made just for their biology, so they can feel better every day from the inside out. It's personal, science-backed, and the kind of gift that keeps giving long after the holidays. So give the gift of health this season. Go to Viome.com. That's V as in Victor, I-O-M-E. Viome.com.
Vestera Turnkey is a program that helps you become a landlord around the country in promising markets. They help you identify homes, buy the homes, manage the homes, rent the homes. They even help you with phone calls that might be generated by tenants. They help you in every aspect of being a landlord. Vestera Turnkey. That's V-E-S-T-E-R-R-A. VesteraTurnkey.com. 303-888-3788. Do you want to be a landlord? Give them a call. 303-888-3788. Okay, so we have Wi-Fi jammers, the topic of the day.
What did he call him? Duluth? What did he say?
No, I found him. I found what he's talking about, and it does nothing what that he says it does.
What is it? What is it called?
Well, let me find it again. I might have I might have. Duluth.
How the hell do you spell that?
Just wait. Hold on a sec here.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I just got a nice call from Mike, who called back because you offered to come to the house with his Wi-Fi jammers.
Yep, Tom was there. He heard himself.
Yeah.
And
I said, I'll bet you he cannot come to my house and disable and come in undetected.
Well, it's
That's exactly what he
really funny because he wanted to come here to the station. So when I told him no, he called me an old lady with a little girl voice and an idiot bitch.
Okay, that's the kind of people we're dealing with.
Yep.
I don't think you should have him over to your house.
I think you should give him Mark's address. If you would. I think that's the best way to go.
That, Brian.
I think that's where you should go.
I happen to like Mark and Tom, so I'm not going to go there.
Hey, Mark, it is a DEAUTH watch. WATCH is what he was referring to.
DEA.
Oh my God. This guy is a maniac.
Like
And so is Bob. Whatever the hell that guy's name was.
I still can't find these. Spell it again.
So like deauthentication. So DEAUTH.
Watch.
That's how. Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of things.
Yeah, it will point. But it's. I'm looking them up here. It doesn't turn off the camera. It can. It would actually leave a blueprint of it being disconnected over and over again.
It's not undetected.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's this. Wait. Look 6 down. This one literally says used by grandchildren to steal from old ladies and get their underwear.
I am very old. Let's
I bet he has that one.
These people just want so badly for this shit to be real. I'm not saying it's not going to mess with Wi-Fi. I know it will. You can mess with Wi-Fi, but a lot of it, you can't just plug it in or just hold it up against the house and jam everything. You just can't do it.
No, you cannot.
Well, wait, the fifth one down says you can hold it next to the house and jam everything.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Man, she was not. She was very positive of this situation.
There are a lot of detectors, but there are not necessarily these jammers that they have. They're handheld, and you don't just put them on the house and then walk through the house.
I don't even fucking see one. I don't even know where you guys are.
The reason why
seeing
is because it's not legal. Amazon is not going to sell a actual functional Wi-Fi.
Actually, Mark, you're right.
Jammer.
You know what, Mark? You're right. There isn't one on here.
No,
there's not one of them. Not one.
They're like you said, Tom. They're detectors. It's everything I'm seeing is like a Wi-Fi.
And they're illegal as hell.
Yes.
Oh, wait. 6 down. It says this one is not illegal as hell. And you hold it right next to the house to jam everything to steal your grandmother's clothes. This must be the one she's talking about.
But only for grandsons that spent some time in prison first.
Yes.
Is what it says.
Prerequisite.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
I'm ordering 2 right now.
There are none. Do you see one jammer there?
No.
Not one.
I have not seen
not
one.
one. Not one.
Duluth. I saw Duluth close.
Health.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. For those who called the show, by the way, I don't see any jammers here. I mean, I'm looking closer and I don't see anything, not one jammer. And even if there was a jammer, you're not going to have a jammer that you put up against the side of a house and it blacks out the Wi-Fi and the security system and everything. And I defy anyone to show me one and come to my house. Oh, I don't want you to come to my house because you're a nut. But I want you to show me a demonstration where it can black out Wi-Fi. It can't. Now, can it mess up Wi-Fi? Yeah, there are some. I have not found one yet, but I've heard of some that you carry in your pocket. You can press a button that'll temporarily disrupt, but nothing that'll make you invisible. Nothing that'll make the timeline seem seamless. Nothing. First of all, I'm talking out of school here because I haven't even found that one.
I haven't either.
But I've heard of those. I've heard of ones that will make burbles in your Wi-Fi or jam up your Wi-Fi or your cell phone signals. I have heard of those. I have not seen one. And by the way, I am on Amazon, and there's not one thing called DAuth Watch or anything Wi-Fi jammer. I've looked at everything I can, and I don't see any of them. Okay, now. You try, but I don't see any.
Not only that, but the FCC strictly prohibits the manufacturing, importing, sale, marketing, operating, possession of. I mean, if you did happen to have one and you got caught, you're going to federal prison.
Because I'd like to show someone that and if they do, listen, even if they do make jammers, because Wi-Fi is not that hard to screw up. We screw it up all the time when we don't want to.
Well, I'll give everybody an idea of an actual legal jammer you can have. If you've ever been to a comedy club and they put your phone into one of those little bags, that will jam it.
Yeah. Well, and even if you could jam the Wi-Fi, it's not going to do what she thinks. It's not going to sit at the side of the house and block out the entire security system and every camera. It's not going to do it. They wouldn't be powerful enough. And people just dream this stuff up. And then these guys have the nerve to call me and say, look on Amazon. While I'm looking, I don't see one. Do you see one? I don't see one.
Not one.
Mark's been searching. I've been searching. I've not seen one. Not one jammer on Amazon. So I want someone to show me the jammer.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. I found one for $2 on Temu.
Okay. Now, Danielle, I'm sorry for the wait, Danielle. What's going on?
Hi. Okay, so I called back in June about me wanting to break my lease due to like a lot of problems with roaches, no heat during the winter, no hot water, and you advised me to just email them and say I would like to break my lease.
Yeah, no,
So
and
they did.
I
They let
gave
me
you
break
a
my
whole
lease with
I
no-
gave you a whole process on how to do it. It was called the Warranty of Habitability Act. But what happened?
Well, they agreed. They let me break my lease.
Good.
Now they have new management, and now I have $7,500 in collections of what I owe to
But
the company.
but wait a minute. You
saying-
said they
and so
let you. You said you moved into an apartment in November, and they've had terrible cockroach problem. And then she said she pays a monthly pest control fee. And this was June 6th. And all I said was there was a process through the Warranty of Habitability Act, or you should just ask them and they may let you out. So you're claiming they did let you out, but now they're changing their mind?
Yep, months later.
Do you
And
have
so I
do you
was-
have
the
anything
new
in
management-
writing that let you out of the lease? Do you have any proof that they let you out of the lease?
I do, and I emailed that to them, and they are now telling me that I don't have enough evidence to break my lease, even though
Well, I wouldn't
emails
even
and
worry about it at this point. If you have something in email, if they come after you and serve you and you show up to court, you've got everything you need to prove to the judge that they
Danielle,
told you to get out.
After you called us back then, what did you do, by the way? What did you do?
I left. I moved in with my mother-in-law.
You just
and
left. Did
we've
you
been
did
living
you do
there
any
since.
letters? Did you do anything like with the Warranty of Habitability Act, or did you just leave?
Oh, I let them know that I was leaving. I gave them a date. We worked with that, and now their new management is saying that it's not going to work, and they're going to keep the charges and collections.
How much? Okay,
I
so
did everything that
when you left there, did you do the actual warranty of habitability and all of that? I mean, I can't go back in time and see what you did, but you said they agreed. So you have an email that says okay or what? What is the email where they agreed? What does it say?
The email says, okay, so I emailed them and I was like, I would like to break my lease with no charges. And then the previous management was like, that's fine, I can do that. Give me the date and the time that you want to move out, and I will handle it. And I said, okay. So I gave him the date and the time, and then he goes, email me when you have left. So I did that. I emailed him and said I am leaving.
And you have all of these emails, right?
Right, yes. And I sent them all of this information, and they're still telling me that that's not enough evidence, that I am still required to pay the $7,500.
Did they keep your deposit, by the
And it's
way?
in collections. They did.
How much deposit did they keep?
Well, it was $2,500, but I went through a secondary company, so I wasn't going to get that back anyways.
Okay. And how much do they want from you now?
$7,522 and some change.
And what so what do they say they're going to do about it?
They said, like, they're just going to, it's already in collections as of 2 days ago. It's in collections now. But I've been trying to get it removed since the middle of October. And I've called and called.
What do you mean removed?
I'm
But they're not doing anything to you right now, right?
right. They're not doing anything other than not removing the fees.
They're just threatening. There's not much you can do about that. They're going to threaten you, but you know, if you have the email saying it's okay, go ahead. I don't see what they can do. Like Mark said, why don't you just ignore them? It's too late. You can't go back in time, so you may as well just see what they do. Because really, what else can you do at this point? You've done everything you could. You got an email trail. You kept the email trail, and there's not much else you can do.
They're just fishing or throwing crap on the wall to see what sticks. That's all.
So what do I do about the balance and collections now?
But what are they?
You don't do it. Listen, you don't do anything.
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, they can't put it on her damn credit until they get a judgment, and they can't get a judgment till they serve you and bring you to court and win.
Mark, I have to respectfully disagree.
So
Collections accounts go.
What are they doing to her?
Well, collections accounts go on your credit report.
Yeah.
If this collector
No, they
reports
don't.
to
I
it-
can't. Okay, so you're saying, Dimitri, I can literally report on your credit report right now through different sources that I happen to have that you stole or you owe me $20,000 without a judgment.
Unfortunately, there are some bad landlords that do that.
No, I'm sorry. You might be able to do it, but then you can sue them out the ass.
Right.
Yeah, well,
that's
does it sound like she's going to be able, she's capable or willing to go sue them for.
But a lot of landlords have used credit reports in the past to blackmail their tenant.
Yeah, that's what's
like
going on.
saying you need to replace the carpet or you need to do this, and if you don't,
I don't think that's what's going on. If it's a big apartment complex, they're not going to be so stupid to commit some form of credit fraud.
Well, I don't know if it's a big apartment complex.
They might believe they're in the right and that he does owe the money. Here's the thing, Danielle.
But
when
even,
you say,
guys, you're missing it. Even if she does owe the money, you can't simply report it without having a judgment.
well, you can report it without a judgment, but you can't collect it without a judgment. I mean,
I'm disagreeing.
Well, Mark, it's called credit blackmail. They do it all the time, unfortunately.
Now, I'm not saying you can't do it illegally.
Yes, you
I'm
can. That's
saying
right.
you're not supposed to do it.
You're absolutely right. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to have absolute proof, and you can do it without a judgment because don't you remember that time Yellow Cab got in an accident in a parking lot with a woman, and it said the woman was at fault. Listen to this. She didn't pay them. They wanted her to pay in a parking lot. There was no police called. They wanted her to pay for damages to the Yellow Cab. She says, screw it. It was your fault. And so they put it on her credit report like it was an unpaid bill. And they did this blackmail stuff. So we had to have an attorney write a letter about slander of credit and threaten the hell out of them. And they got it removed. But people try that crap all the time. Bad landlords, to try to get carpets replaced or get money from tenants, they put a black mark so they can't rent again. Yes, it's illegal, but it's hell to fight that. It takes money to fight that.
Yeah, and there's cases, to Dimitri's point, like credit cards and other things that when you sign up and sign those terms of service, of course, those guys can if you're late and it's correct. But if Visa or MasterCard, for example, was pissed off at you and decided to say you were late 60 days.
Of course not. You're right.
That's trouble.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And most reputable creditors won't do that. But Danielle, the answer is you can't make them stop, okay? If they believe they have a bill that's owed to you, they can do what they think is legally
Tell them
open
to sue
them.
you.
Yeah, tell them to sue you and not to contact you anymore. You can refuse all contact from them, and they have to honor that. Just tell them, do not contact me anymore about this, and they have to honor that. Even if she has a pre-existing relationship, do they have to honor her if she says don't contact me?
Yeah, I mean the FDCPA statute applies to all kinds of creditors.
We have to take this break. We are so far behind. Hold on, we got more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
I-25 through downtown, some slower speeds between Alameda and Colfax. Pretty typical for this time of day. East of there, we've got a crash reported Colorado Boulevard at East 13th Avenue. 3 cars involved in this one with some minor stop and go. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. We are expecting some strong winds throughout the Denver metro, particularly on the west and south end. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
If you're in a personal injury accident and there are injuries and you need information, there's no need to hire an attorney right off the bat. If all you need is information, John Fuller says he will talk to you personally. No need to sign up, no need to commit yourself. Just talk. He'll answer all of your questions about your personal injury. Then you can decide if you want to hire him or not. If you do, you still get this personal level of support because he will give you his cell phone number that you can call or text at any time. Need help now with a personal injury? Need information? Call John Fuller with no obligation. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Crap, I'm in trouble with this time. Oh, we went so far over.
Who's there now, Dragon?
Sir, yes, sir.
Hey, Dragon, I think yesterday I went 20 seconds over one time on a break. I think I went, instead of say 12:15, I went at 12:15 in 10 seconds, and that would be the longest I went. Is that correct?
Yeah, at most.
Thank you. I'm not trying to rub anything in, Tom.
Oh, right,
I'm just saying.
Jeez. All the nuts come out of the woodwork now with this jammer.
And they're all sitting next to you.
I want to see one of them just provide us a link or something to it. I just want to see it.
They're so illegal, they're crazy. If the one nutcase came over to your house, just call the cops. Hey, what do you think of the new Grok, man, talking to Tessie?
What's that? What are you talking about, Mark?
I haven't used it.
Oh, my God. It is so cool. I can be like... So, first of all, you can name Grok, do all this other shit now, but you can be... Let's say, Brian, you just say, hey, Grok, bring me to work. So it sets it in. You don't even hit the screen. You just start heading off to your office.
Okay.
And then midway, you see a Starbucks. You can say, hey, Grok, let's pull into that Starbucks first.
Really?
Bam. It'll just reroute, go to Starbucks. You go through the drive-through, whatever, and then bam, it's headed back to your office.
Now,
you don't
do you
even have to
pay
enter
for
directions
your,
anymore.
Like, I know you use the pay version of Grok. Do I have to have that in order for this to work?
No.
Okay, because every time
you
I
just
used
got to
to
have
use
that
Grok,
newest update. I assume yours already took it.
I'll try it because last time I've done it,
sometimes paid versions just give you a later update. I mean, a later version.
Yeah, more advanced, a little bit better, data comes out of them. But the last time I tried to use it, it just said it can't interact with the actual vehicle.
Yeah, that's correct, and it couldn't up until. I want to say we put that on Monday.
Okay, cool. I'll try it out.
And it will alter your navigation and everything.
Yeah, it goes directly into navigation now. Now,
Cool.
in the future, it's going to be a little better. Like, roll down the window or do this. Anything you can control from the computer being the touchscreen, it'll interact with.
That's awesome. I'll play around with it
Open the
today.
trunk.
Wow.
Can it jam a signal?
Yes. In fact, it comes with a deauthorization. So when you pass any other electric vehicle, they simply quit working.
They just shut down. As I'm driving away, I'm going to say, hey, Grok, deauthorize Tom's house and just see what happens.
Oh, then he's going to have to finally acknowledge that he's wrong about the Temu deauthorizer. I got to do a 5-second commercial. And I hope they're not listening, but they gave me like 15 seconds of shit.
You're going to have to speed up a little bit.
I have no idea why anybody thinks anybody could say all that in 5 seconds.
Hey, talking
It's
commercials,
remarkable.
is mine up and running with you guys? With the radio station, whatever it is?
I think they start next.
Is this the ones in the Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The special ones?
Let me look. I'll look at the start
I'm just
date.
curious because I
don't
want to
remember.
track if I start seeing an influx. And plus, I want to get it added to our sort.
I want to track that too because that's a good deal. I mean, in general, even without this, the Springs is a
but
good
it's only
deal.
2 weeks, guys.
I know.
There's just a bunch of spots,
But
though.
Springs in general,
There's a
I think.
shitload. There's 50 30-second spots, then 50. This Christmas music's brought to you by whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Does it say it exactly like that? Because that might be out of the spirit of Christmas.
That I only yours.
Okay.
Aurora police arrests 5 Colombian nationals accused in sophisticated burglary ring
using jammers.
iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So I'm still trying to find. Let me find my. Where's my dang?
Someone on YouTube sent me an article from the Colorado Centennial, whatever that is. Aurora police arrests 5 Colombian nationals accused in sophisticated burglary ring, and sure enough, they did find a couple jammers, highly sophisticated. Blah, blah, blah. So there you go.
Okay, but you can't find them on Amazon. I've looked.
Oh, hell no. They'd be, Amazon would be in big trouble.
But here's
It'd be
another
like
thing.
if Amazon sold meth.
Here's another thing. Even with the sophisticated ones, they don't work like people think they do. They're not seamless. They will show burbles. In other words, she would have a trace that someone was screwing with her system. She was saying it was seamless. Lee, you have a comment. Go ahead, Lee. Let's hear more paranoia. Go ahead, Lee.
Hello, Tom. Been a while since I've spoken with you. This is Lee, the truck driver.
Yeah, you're the one that said we couldn't break into your bank account when we did. Go ahead, sir.
You got an excellent memory. You're the man.
Yes, sir.
You are the man. This is just so elementary. To heck, I've got the ring and all that stuff, but what I really got, I've got the best jammers in the world. I've got 2 German Shepherds.
Oh.
And there is no way in hell
I got one of
anybody's gonna
those.
get near my house.
Mark's got one of
I
those
know-
jammers.
Oh man,
Mark's got a
This is
jammer and a
unbelievable.
yapper. He has both, a yap. And
Yeah,
they,
not to mention a lot of guns.
yeah.
There
But
you
the
go. Well, yeah, you got to have a gun too to back everything up. But I'm telling you, those shepherds.
So I
I've got
want my
one
wise
shepherd.
guys. I want the wise guys who called the show earlier to call back and show me, because there's not one jammer on Amazon, not one of them, not one. So
Now, if I told you, Tom, 20 years ago that I had a contraption that you could put a card from DirecTV in and get every station in the world, would you have believed me?
yes, because you showed it to me years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, remember, there was something else that was really scary we never got. But, Mark, back then you had access to all kinds of stuff. Remember?
I had something that I got something I got rid of, literally, because it scared the hell
with
out
the
of me.
traffic lights?
With the traffic lights. If I activated it, it would turn the traffic lights. It would think I was an ambulance or cop car.
I know it. And, man, if you get caught with one of those, holy crap.
Well, it's not just that. Imagine if you cause an accident and someone died.
Yeah. Okay. We do have to take this break again. I want to hear from any and all nuts right now. I want to hear from anyone who has a Wi-Fi jammer, because I
bet the guy 2 seats away from you has one.
No, I believe I don't believe it. I don't believe that anybody. And tell me where you can find it on Amazon, because you can't. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
I-25 through downtown, some slower speeds between Alameda and Colfax. Pretty typical for this time of day. East
Mark's dipping out.
For the
13th
day?
Avenue.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
This one with some minor stop and go. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. We are expecting some strong winds throughout the Denver metro, particularly on the west and south end. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Why haven't you listened to Red Pilled America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show for patriots. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Listen, I love the company Fix-It 24/7. I use them in my home for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. The name Fix-It says it all. They want to fix things instead of replacing them. But if you're ever told you need a replacement, they're just asking this. Get a free second opinion. You know what? You know how I feel on this show. Shopping is never wrong. And they say free second opinions. They mean it. So if you're told you need something like a water heater, a furnace, or some other major component, give them a call. That is 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
What? Can you repeat that? Or are you...
Yeah.
Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Suze is here for a little bit.
How do I talk?
Oh.
Do I have to hit anything?
Talk about an upgrade.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, they said I'm an upgrade. Well, thank you, Dragon.
So, but when they go back on air, just
Hit
remember
mute.
you're live unless you hit.
Mute. Okay, thanks. Oh, goodness. So stressed about my dog.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
What's wrong with her?
They don't know. They're sending her blood to Texas A&M.
But what are the symptoms?
Her intestines are not contracting to
Oh,
move food
God
out of her
dang it.
stomach. They thought it was pancreatitis, but they said pancreatitis usually clears up after a round of meds. And as soon as she went off her meds, her intestines stopped working again.
Oh,
damn it.
I'm so sorry.
It's really stressful. She hasn't eaten since Saturday.
Oh,
she
shit.
ate a little bit this morning, but not much. She hasn't had a whole meal.
So I'm reading this thing about these guys this sophisticated ring, and I don't see anything about a jammer. Do you guys? I'm looking at the article. Stemmed from an investigation, blah, blah, blah. Recovered hundreds of stolen property and jewelry. And tracking devices and Wi-Fi signal jammers.
Goodness.
I got to see what my calendar looks like. Tomorrow's the 18th. What do I have going on tomorrow?
I didn't see anything on your calendar for tomorrow.
No, I don't. You're right. I don't.
Is Bonnie home for Christmas?
Oh, he's been home for a while since Thanksgiving, and then he had He had a few online things he had to do, but then most of the time he had off, and he goes back after the first.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good. A little stressed about our dog. But
Sounds
other than
like
that,
it. That's
doing
too
good.
bad. Is it the same issue? Like I think last time I was on, Mark had to stay home because there was
Yep.
puke all over. Same thing, huh?
Yeah, so, $2,000 later, ultrasounds, x-rays, got her diagnosed with that pancreatitis and an ulcer.
Mhm.
Then she went off the meds, and then this past weekend, she was bad again.
How old is she?
5.
So not that old.
Nah, she's not that old. She's a mini Aussie, so, she's not even
Yeah.
half life yet.
Oh, that is awful.
Ugh.
Yeah, but no one says it's fatal or anything, right?
Well, no, except for if she continues not to eat.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Dehydration and everything else.
Yeah, so they have to watch for that stuff.
Is she drinking water at least?
Yeah, she is drinking water, so that's
like
good.
normal amounts?
Yeah, her electrolytes are a little bit off, but nothing unusual for not eating these last few days.
Are we done for the hour?
No, you'll have about a minute.
Okay.
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Would you text me the number of...
More on the Joe Pag Show, tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We have Brian Burns with us, and we haven't been giving out the number, but we have an insurance checkups. Well, we highlight the insurance checkup. Just so you know, the insurance checkups go on all the time. If you call 303-996-9000, it's an unbiased, objective look at your insurance, whether you're underinsured, overinsured, paying too much, maybe you don't have the right coverage, whatever it is. We help you. Okay. So here's what I want to show. I want to tell you. We're going to give some live examples of money savings. Now, they can save you money about 80% of the time, 75 to 80% of the time. And there's no qualms to tell you if they can't. So you don't have anything to lose. 303-996-9000. So let's go to some insurance questions I had texted to the show. One was, how often do you have to update the value of your home? The answer is you don't, unless you do something to your home. That was the big one, right?
Yep.
Your home value went up.
Except for, Tom, what we talked about is if you don't have extended replacement costs, then you're going to want to do that more regularly because you want to make sure your home is insured correctly, because that's all you're going to get is whatever the dwelling limit is.
Now, this one says, I always hear replacement costs compared to actual cash value. Isn't an actual cash value the cost to replace that item? I know where this gets confusing.
Yeah.
Actual cash value should actually be called value at the time of loss.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so your example about the windows, like, do you need to update the windows? Well, if it was an actual cash value policy, then yes, because all they're going to pay for is what those windows are worth at the time of loss. They're not going to pay to replace them with new windows.
By the way, where we got screwed up is with homeowners insurance. Homeowners is the only insurance that pays that pays replacement
cost.
So we got screwed up into thinking everything needs to be replacement. With a home, I predict that eventually you will no longer have replacement coverage.
At least on the roof.
I think that's going that way. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303 Martino. Okay.
And I can ask for some examples. I just haven't.
No, that's okay. I haven't given it out that much.
Yeah, that's right.
And I still have to talk about inventory.
Yeah.
Let me see what other questions I have here. Why does...
So are you saying that you have an issue with Holiday Inn Express? Okay, you're fading off again. Gotta talk into the mouthpiece. Okay. All right. Tony, I need you to talk. I need you to stop. What are you calling Tom about today? So it's an issue with Holiday Inn Express, or is it an issue with Visa? Okay. You just fell off again. I don't know what's going on with your connection. I really don't. Hello. What's your name?
Brian, do you sell pet insurance?
Hi, Dave.
I have one
Kelly?
carrier that offers some pet insurance, Safeco, but it's definitely not something I
So is your issue
specialize in or
with
push. I don't
Holiday
really
Inn
mess with
Express,
it
or
much.
is your issue with Visa?
Just because I don't know the ins and outs of whether it's a good policy compared to what you can get out there on the market, so I don't want to misinform someone.
So it sounds like your issue is with Wells Fargo? Okay, neither one of you know. Okay, let's try this. All right, hang on for me. We'll get to the bottom of it. Hang on.
All right, we're out. See you guys.
Hey, Mark.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll see you. I just have an issue. I'll text you with Red Rocks.
Okay.
Two issues that she's just not addressing.
Got it. Okay.
All right. I'll just text you.
Haven't drank a thing.
Weekday afternoons at 4 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Yeah.
care. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's on your mind? Let's clean out these problems this week and get them all out of the way, right? If you have something lingering from this year, let me know. I have Compass Insurance Group with me today, home of the insurance checkup. They're here to help, and we're doing insurance checkups. Of course, I want you to know they do them all the time at 303-996-9000, but we like highlighting them on Insurance Day to just to give you examples. Now, here's what they do. They look at what you have, and they look at what's out there, and they want to make sure you're not underinsured, or you don't have coverage that diminished and you don't realize it, or that you're not paying too much, whatever. They just give you an insurance checkup on auto and home and then make suggestions. If they can't save you money, they're the first ones to tell you that. So call ahead if you want, and then we'll give examples on the show. You can call them at 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. Deputy Doc is in the house back at the main studio. Got Deputy D here. I got Brian Burns from Compass Insurance Group. And Susan and Mark took off, and they're taking off for a few days for the holidays. Let's go to Dave. He wants to talk about some issues. I see two issues here, right? Holiday Inn and Wells Fargo. What's going on, Dave?
Well, we're just rather confused more than anything.
All right, what's going on?
We went to a nephew's wedding in Three Rivers, Michigan, and my daughter and her family and my son and his family came, and we booked all of our rooms. And when we talked to the people, they said that the kids could pay for their rooms themselves. But then they charged our card for each of their rooms as well as our room. And then when my son got there, they took his card and they charged him again. And then the folio that we got from them said that they reimbursed us one of the rooms because my daughter then paid us back for her room.
All right, so let me get this straight, Dave. Let me get it straight. So it was you and two kids?
It was us and our kids and their families.
Yeah, but all I care about are the number of rooms. There were a total of 3 rooms or more.
Correct. 3 rooms.
That's all that matters. I don't care about how many kids. So you had so basically then you paid for all 3 rooms, right? You put them all on your card when you made the reservation?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And then they charge separately your son's card.
Correct. Yes.
So they got paid twice on that one room, right?
Yes.
And when they did that, did they acknowledge that they did that by mistake, or are they saying that you owed that?
No, they acknowledged that they did it by mistake. The motel did. And then on the folio, they have that they reimbursed us for...
What do you mean? What is the folio? What do you mean by a folio?
That when you check out of the motel, they give you a thing with all the charges and so on. And again,
so they said on the checkout paperwork, they indicated that they credited your card or his?
Our card.
Okay. And did the credit never show up?
It never showed up at Wells Fargo. No.
Okay. And so what do they say about that?
Well, when we talked to the motel, they say you got to talk to Wells Fargo. So we talked to Wells Fargo, and we sent them all the paperwork with, like, our statement and then the folio, they call it, from the motel.
Yeah.
That says that they reimbursed us for one room because my son had
I
paid
got
for the
it.
other one.
Yeah.
And but then we just keep getting bounced back and forth because Wells Fargo says we can't do anything. You have to talk to the motel. So then we talk to the motel. The motel says we sent them
Why don't you go
refund.
straight to your credit card and forget the hotel? You simply double paid for a room. I mean, or just say that the room you didn't mean to pay for it, or just say that they charged you for 3 rooms and you only wanted to pay for 2 because your son paid for the other one. Why don't you just tell your credit card company? They're the ones that'll take it off.
Okay.
In
Yeah,
other
we'll
words,
try that again.
who's the credit card issuer?
It's Wells Fargo.
Okay, here's how you do it. It's really important that you put it in the right terms because they want to keep things simple. So here's what it is. You made a reservation for 3 rooms. Your son paid for one of them, and they still kept all 3 rooms on your card. You want to be credited for one of them. It's that simple. They will make the adjustment most likely because that's how I deal with it. And then they will contact the merchant. That's the way to do it. I mean, they're the ones, or contest the whole charge. They will handle it. Have you done that with them? Have you explained to your credit card company exactly what's going on?
Yes.
And what does your credit card company say? Okay, then you tell your card, wait a minute. I already checked with the hotel and they refused to credit me, period. They refused to credit me.
Right. Okay.
I mean, what is more simple than that? They have not credited you. Tell Wells Fargo they have not credited you, and you defy Wells Fargo to find the credit. Does Wells Fargo say the matter's handled because they credited you?
No, they say that there is no record of them sending a credit.
Right. So then they should credit you. They should do it. That's what you have a credit card for.
Okay.
That's why you have a credit card.
Right,
You say
and
to
that's
Wells
what I
Fargo,
thought.
well, this is a billing dispute then. It's a billing dispute, and you have to handle it for me.
Okay.
I mean, truly, that's what I would do first before we get involved and start making phone calls. Go ahead, D. If you have to something.
Tom, I think the way Dave explained this kind of conflates 2 issues. At first, he was dealing with Wells Fargo to try to find what happened to this credit that Motel or Holiday Inn Express was supposed to apply, and Wells Fargo said, "Hey, we never got a credit."
Right, exactly.
So now I would recommend to Dave, just as you said, it's a billing dispute now to call the bank, Wells Fargo, and say, "Hey, I had 2 rooms, but they charged me for 3.
Right.
So I'd like to dispute a third of this charge." Dave, if that doesn't work, I do have a resource.
And don't tell them about your daughter or none of that.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear about that.
Yeah.
All they care about is you got 2 rooms. They charged you for 3. Your son paid for his own room, but they still charged you for it.
And Tom, if that doesn't work, I do have a resource deep inside Wells Fargo. So Dave, if that doesn't work, please call us back and I'll follow up with a guy I have inside of Wells Fargo.
That's what I would do first.
Okay.
And then call us back and ask for D. If it turns out
For D?
For Dimitri, yeah. If it turns out that you're getting nowhere with Wells Fargo, but make it simple with Wells Fargo. You reserve 3 rooms. Your son paid for one of them. You're still being charged for all 3 of them. You should only be charged for 2 of them. The hotel claimed they issued a credit, but there is no credit. That's it. That's it. That's your story. And then you want them, it's a billing dispute. You want them to credit you. Do you have anything from the hotel?
Reasonable.
Yeah, and if you have anything from the hotel saying they credited you, send that along as well. Okay, I got to take this break. 303-713-8255. The guaranteed lowest price. The guaranteed lowest price for your furnace replacement right now. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Remember, prices go up at the first of the year. Reserve your price now because prices go up for everyone because of the new NOx emissions. But Renew Home Innovation says the guaranteed lowest price right now on your furnace. And you can compare it to anyone. 303-904-2000. 904-2000.
This is the time of the year most of us are checking off our holiday gift list. Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on that list. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every single second and alerts you to the threats you could miss yourself. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to work to fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% off your first year at LifeLock.com with the promo code BECK. Terms apply.
Time is running out for open enrollment. I think this is the last month right now. So please call Integra Insurance to make any changes you need to make on your health insurance. Don't let your insurance simply renew because it's going to be extraordinarily expensive. You need to get on this right now. You see, what Integra does is helps you pick the best insurance plan for you when it comes to health insurance, whether it's a Medicare with Part A and Part B with a supplement, or Medicare Advantage, or regular health insurance. You need them to help you and to save money. They help me as well. Now, remember, everything is more expensive these days, but they will help you find the best plan for you. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. I need to put a stupid sign. Turn me down.
question for Brian whenever you feel it's appropriate. And
Okay.
TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so we have Brian Burns with us, Compass Insurance Group. We're talking solar and a lot of other things. Dimitri, you have a question for him, for Brian. Go ahead, sir. Hold on. There we go. Both of you. Got it.
Brian, as you recall, I have 2 auto policies and an umbrella policy with Compass Insurance. Now, if I am driving a friend's or somebody else's car with their permission, do my insurance policies, all 3 of those, cover me?
Your insurance is secondary. So the insurance follows the vehicle. So that's always the primary. So if you let someone else borrow your car, your insurance will cover them. If you borrow someone else's car, it's their insurance that's primary. But let's say you get into an accident and they don't have enough insurance and they sue you, your insurance will come over the top.
So you may recall I maxed out on all of the liability stuff, and then I have an umbrella to amplify like the uninsured, underinsured, and medical and that kind of stuff for myself. So if I exhaust my friend's insurance policy, if someone else is, gravely injured in the crash, then I can rely on the rest of my insurance.
Your insurance would step in and cover you for liability in that case.
Okay. And me too, right?
Uninsured motorist would, but medical payments doesn't extend onto an umbrella. That's separate. It's purely uninsured motorist. So if you're involved with someone and they're at fault and uninsured or underinsured, then your uninsured motorist will step in.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Yep.
By the way, if you want to get some calls in, do it. We got a half hour left to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Again, I'm not getting any people taking me up on that Wi-Fi jammers. The big mouths who said they could buy a jammer and they have jammers, show me one. That's all I'm asking. They're illegal and they're not available on Wi-Fi. They're not available on Amazon. And when they are available, they don't work like people say. You don't just slap it to the side of the house and everything goes blank and you're able to do everything you want seamlessly. It is way more unsophisticated than that. While they call them sophisticated, they don't. It's not Mission Impossible, okay, where they put up a phony picture or a timeline, and it's not Mission Impossible, okay? They're very sloppy. They jam signals so you can't see things very well, but they don't erase things, and they just don't exist like people think. There are so many people who claim things, but when it comes right down to the actual application, it's not there. So the 2 guys that called earlier and said that you can buy them on Amazon, we've looked all over Amazon, gentlemen, so I defy you to show us where you can buy them on Amazon. Okay? Chicken or what? Call me. I'll let you come on. And then when you do say you have them, I want you to demonstrate them to us. How's that? One of them called back Kachina and was nasty to her, right, Kachina? Called you an old lady with a baby voice?
And some other stuff.
Yeah. That's not very nice. So anyway, I have a question. With an umbrella, it came in through fax, but I just take the code words from my texts. I mean, one here is umbrella, lower limits. So you can't use an umbrella to just cheat the company and only buy really low limits and then buy an umbrella. Aren't there under limits that are required first before? Like with liability, tell me about that.
Well, yeah, and people sometimes misunderstand an umbrella. Even I get people all the time.
So let's talk about umbrellas. But first, I always promise callers I'll take them first. So I got that down. Let's discuss umbrellas so people understand what they are and when to buy them. Sometimes you don't need them. You only insure for what you're worth. I've said that before. Adam, what is your question on an apartment lease? Go ahead, Adam. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tom.
Yes, sir.
My sister-in-law's her sister just moved to the state about 4 or 5 months ago. They rented an apartment in Boulder, and they found out they're pregnant, so they got qualified, and they're actually buying a house. They're saying that they cannot get out of the lease. There's not a provision to break the lease that they can see. I haven't seen the lease, but generally, is there always a way to get out of a lease?
No, there's not always a way. There's not always.
Okay.
There's not always a well, yes, there is always a way. There's not always a way that's painless. For example, to get out of a lease, since there is no involuntary servitude in this country, you can get out of the lease. Just simply say, I refuse to pay for this lease any longer and move. Now, the question really isn't, can I get out of the lease? The question is, what are the repercussions for getting out of a lease? That's the real question. So, what are the repercussions? They are allowed to collect damages. And here's another little thing. They can't just sit on the apartment and then refuse to try to rent it out, okay? So they have to try to mitigate their damages, meaning they have to try to rent it out. But your sister or whoever it is will be responsible for all losses. Okay, so they'll be responsible for reletting it out and finding someone advertising it and getting it rented. Okay, so if that takes 3 or 4 months, they would be liable for that 3 or 4 months. Now, here's the question. How do you know if they make a good faith effort to rent it out and mitigate their loss or not? Because under every obligation, under every contract, there is somewhat of an obligation to mitigate losses. You're not supposed to just say, well, you're responsible for this, and therefore I'm not going to do anything. If somebody damages, for example, a window on your business, you can't just leave it open and say, now you're responsible for everybody who loots me. You have to make a good faith effort to mitigate your loss. So in the case of a lease, the landlord has to make at least some effort to release it, but they will be responsible for loss. When they meant there's no provision to get out, it means there's no liquidated damages, or there's probably no procedure in the lease to get out of it. And that's what they mean when they say there's no procedure or there's no out. There are plenty of leases that do not have outs, but default is an out. You know, there's all kinds of outs. The point is, what will she be responsible for? So that's the issue. Is this a landlord, do you think, that is willing to work with her?
I don't know. It's an apartment complex up in Boulder, a fairly nice one, maybe upscale. So
you could also ask the landlord. You could ask the landlord this, Adam. You could ask the landlord this: if I bring you a qualified renter, would you consider them and simply rent to them instead? And sometimes a landlord would do that. I mean, I don't see why a landlord wants to inflict pain if they can get, just say, look, I need to leave. I'm pregnant. We're getting a house. Can we help you find someone to rent? I mean, normally people are going to be nice. I mean, do they have any indication that the landlord's going to give them a tough time?
Not that I know of. And to my knowledge, I'm not sure if they've even broached the subject with their landlord.
That's what they should do.
They were trying to talk about maybe subleasing on their own, and I said that's probably not a very good idea.
No, it's not.
So,
on many, many levels. On many, many levels. Sometimes it's not allowed by the lease. So if I were you, if I was her, I would say to the landlord, here's the situation. It's really too bad, but we signed. Now we need to get a house. We would like to work with you to get this place rented again, so we can mitigate the loss. Just say that, because they're going to be responsible for every month that it's vacant. They're probably going to be responsible for at least 1 month of transition. But whatever it is, it's better to work with the landlord than not. And the landlord, I think it's always better to be just straight and honest about it. Say, I want to do this with as little conflict as possible. How can we work it out? And just, and it's possible that the landlord might be a jerk, but I doubt it. Why would anyone want to purposely be a jerk? Especially if it's easy to rent out. And of course, she would have to be responsible for the cost of renting it out if there's minor cost involved. So and call us back if you have any trouble. But I think that's the first way I would go. And how long is the lease, Adam?
My guess is probably ends June of next year.
In June of next year. Okay, yeah, that's a
They're
long
probably
time.
about halfway into 1 year.
Yeah. They might let him out. I mean, they might be able to get more for it right now. So again, talk to them and then call us back and we'll try to have some other advice for you at that juncture. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up. We'll talk about two things, I promise. One is the umbrella coverage. Let's talk about exactly what it does, who really needs it. And then inventory. We talked about it, but we never really explained what inventory do you need? Is it a good idea to have it? And all of that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, will do a market analysis of your home for the asking. If you're wondering, what will my house sell for on the open market? He'll do it free of charge, no obligation. He'll take into consideration the neighborhood, the comps, supply and demand, interest rates, and give you a great idea of what your house will sell for. It's all free with no obligation. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
Starting on the north end of town, I-25 northbound at Thornton Parkway, exit 220. That's West 92nd Avenue. A stall in the express lane has stop-and-go traffic back from Highway 36 and I-270, looking at about 5 minutes of delays there. Well, east of downtown, Colorado Boulevard, a crash at East 13th Avenue. We're seeing some pretty heavy delays, both north and southbound traffic at the intersection. Otherwise, pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. It's a windy one out there, folks, with traffic. I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Why haven't you listened to Red Pilled America? I get it. You must have pronouns in your bio. Because if you don't, then you should be listening to Red Pilled America. It's a storytelling show for patriots. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
All right, let's talk about discountbath.com. I want you to remember that. That's really the main part of this because it says the name Discount Bath, and they mean the best prices for bath remodel and .com, discountbath.com. When you go there, you answer a few questions and get a link. That link is for you to upload your video. So each one gets their own link. And what you do is walk around and talk about the bathroom project with your smartphone. I want to move this. I want to do this. I want to do a walk-in shower here. I want to move this wall. I want to open up this area. And then what you do is send that video to them with the upload link. You upload it, and then they send you a price. They don't even have to come to your house. Now, of course, you can always talk to them about it. But what you're going to find is great price, a great price. 720-979-2322, discountbath.com. Every level of trim, whether it's a fix and flip, a rental, or your dream home, discountbath.com.
So not making a spot a liability claim with travelers. Does that mean I can also like a full way? Are they obligated to me or anything? Like, in other words, if I say, hey, AmFam fell 20,000 short of covering my damages, are they obligated to me, or
They're not obligated to you in any way. They could talk with you.
Yeah, right.
But they're not obligated to.
Okay.
So their responsibility is to cover their insurance. So your only option would be going after the insured, who then would report to them, and then they would.
Yeah, I'll send them a copy of my lawsuit. Travelers.
Yeah. 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 I'm curious to see if you have if there's any leg to stand on as far as future losses. Yeah, John didn't think so, obviously. So,
but then John has also he was also very skeptical about the other 6 lawsuits I filed in the rolling 12-month period.
That's what it sounds like.
And I prevailed in all of them.
Yeah.
We're settled in favor of it.
Yeah.
So, so I look forward to disproving John once again.
That's kind of what he alluded to. It sounded like.
Who disproving who?
John Fuller.
You know, John.
Oh.
You know, he's told him before that it wouldn't work, and Dimitri has figured out a way to make it work. So.
Yeah, my previous lawsuits weren't approved by Fuller.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Did you get my message at the end of the hour about the window washing people?
No. What is it?
Just text me the number or contact for the people you recommend for window wash now that the kids are no longer doing it.
Okay. I gotta find them.
Yeah,
okay.
when you get a chance. And also, have you looked over my
Yes, we have. We'll get to you on that. The good news is, here's the good news. They've done pretty good with you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's the good news but we can do better, but they've done pretty good, just so you know. They're not the typical bullshitters.
Right, that's why I've been using them.
Yeah, the finance guys, yeah.
All right, but when you get a chance, we can do it after the first of the year. There's no rush.
All right. Yeah, I think you'll be happy at what we found, but you'll also be happy that you haven't been screwed.
Thank you.
Go online, trustedally.com.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Phil, you have a question on a cemetery plot. Go ahead, Phil. What's going on, man?
Hey, Tom, thank you for taking my call. I'm wondering about cemetery plots through a private vendor. The cemetery wants like $15,000 for a plot, and I got a family that's trying to sell one, and they want half of the cemetery price. What do I need to be aware of before I do that? I know there's a transfer fee, but is there something that I need to be looking into before I purchase this?
Well, you got to make sure they have authority to sell and that what you're actually buying. Now, you're buying this from someone who wants to sell it, and they want to sell it for half price, is it, or for way less?
Well, it's way less than what the cemetery actually wants for the plot itself.
If I were you, I'm not familiar with plots, so I need to ask, is this a deeded piece of property?
Well, it's sold by the cemetery. So just say I were to pass tomorrow and I own that already, my family can go ahead and bury me there. But now the owner of that particular lot wants to sell it.
But how is this a cemetery owned by the funeral home and they keep a registry, or is this an actually separate deeded piece of property? Many times what happens is the cemetery, the home, the funeral home, if that's what they're called, they buy a block of plots and they own them, or they own the cemetery itself and they sell them, but they keep their own record. So it's like a partnership, and they have about, and they sell to 20 people, let's say, and they keep the record, but all 20 are held by, there's no deed to them. So I need to know, That's what you need to find out. If there's a deed, it would be a transfer like any piece of land. If it's not a deed, then you would have to have the records of the funeral home who owns it to reflect it. Who owns the plot right now? What do they actually own? What are they conveying to you?
Well, they're telling me that they own the piece of ground.
Yeah. Okay. Ask them though, what form of ownership is it?
Okay. All right.
See, if it's a certificate, that certificate could be issued by the by the funeral home, and that could literally just be in their internal bookkeeping. Like, for example, I bought 10 plots. I could resell those 10 plots, and now you own 1/10 of my LLC because you bought one plot, but you don't necessarily have a deeded piece of property. So you need to know the form of ownership before it can be transferred. Because if the ownership is owned by the funeral home, and then they are just giving portions of the LLC, you need to make sure that the transfer is recognized by them. Otherwise, you'll be paying the owners and they skedaddle, and they own, and maybe in the LLC document somewhere it says that everything reverts back to the funeral home. Deputy D, did you look up something?
Yeah, Tom, I was thinking if I were Phil, I mean, the first and probably the only thing I would do is just show up at that cemetery's business office and say, look, here's the identifying information the seller gave me on this plot. What's the procedure for transferring ownership or rights of use from him to me? They probably deal with this all day long.
That's exactly what I was saying. Based on the form of ownership.
Yeah.
They may do it for they might handle the transaction for a bit of a commission.
They might also have rights of first refusal. So
that's right.
That out right on the
that
spot.
LLC I don't know how it's owned, and I don't know how most of them are owned. I don't think they're deeded pieces of property, but I could be wrong. So that's the main thing. You got to ask the sellers, what is the form of their ownership? Is it a subsection of what the funeral home owns, or is it a separate deed? And then call us back if you want as well. Okay. I know a lot about real estate. All right. Thank you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So basically, I want to get through this quickly. Umbrellas. What do we not understand, and when do we need them? Hold on. There you go, sir.
Some people will call and, they'll say, okay, so I want to get an umbrella, and they have this impression that it covers their home in some way. In other words, like their home burns down, does that extend over the property? It doesn't. The only thing an umbrella does is extend liability.
Okay.
So if you get sued, personal liability, it goes over your auto and your home. To your point, there's minimum requirements in order to be eligible for an umbrella.
Well, I would think you'd have to max out.
Well, what it is for most carriers is on the auto insurance, you have to have at least $250,000 per person, $500,000 per accident, and $100,000 of property damage liability. That's the minimum for most umbrellas to even be eligible to get it. And then on the home, it's $300,000, which almost everybody has. I mean, it's not very expensive.
Once you have the underlying coverage, then you buy an umbrella that would kick in when?
After those limits are exhausted. So the most common is on an auto claim. You get into an accident, you hurt somebody in an accident, and they sue you. Your auto liability limits are exhausted, your $250,000 we just mentioned, and then your umbrella comes in and says, okay, here's an additional $1 million plus defense costs.
And how do you figure out what umbrella you should carry?
Well, again, most people have met with financial planners at that point and that kind of thing, but most attorneys would give you the recommendation, to your point of what you said, cover your assets, cover what you're worth. So if you have a net worth of $3 million, you should get a $3 million umbrella.
Right.
It is one of the, lesser expenses when it comes to insurance. It's not a very expensive policy.
What an umbrella. Think about insurance like this. When somebody is hurt by you, they have to make a decision. Do we take what the insurance company is offering, or do we have a better chance going after the individual? And if you're a really rich guy, if you're a Jeff Bezos and you had $300,000 in coverage, well, any attorney would say, wait a minute, I'm going after Bezos because why would I settle for $300,000? But of course, you still have to have a case, and John Fuller has always told me that, don't go crazy thinking that an umbrella is everything, because you still have to have a case. You can't just sue someone and expect to get it. But an umbrella kind of really just sets a safety net under you or over, however you want to put it. It's a safety net. It helps you cover yourself. That's why they call it an umbrella. So an umbrella should be all of your insurance should add up to what you're worth.
Yeah, and to your point also, the other thing that can happen when you don't have a high enough limit, you get into an accident, you get sued. The insurance company, if you have $100,000 of coverage, what they'll do is they'll pay the $100,000 and be out of it. They're not going to even try to get them to settle.
Right.
And then the person can then sue you personally after that, and your insurance won't even pay for defense costs.
Right.
Because they've settled, they've already paid their max.
Right.
And they're out of the game.
And your insurance doesn't have to require a release.
No, absolutely not. Now, they
that's
try to get a release.
But they don't have to.
They don't have to. And if this is a large loss, they won't even try. They'll know. I mean, you have $100,000 of coverage and they see there's $1 million lawsuit out there. They just say, here's your 100, we're out.
Oh,
and they're out of the mix. They don't have
and they
to
have not done any bad faith by doing that.
Right.
Because they're going to the limit. All right, we got more coming right up.
Now, impact traffic.
Starting on the north end of town, I-25 northbound at Thornton Parkway, exit 220. That's West 92nd Avenue. A stall in the express lane as stop-and-go traffic back from Highway 36 and I-270, looking at about 5 minutes of delays there. Well, east of downtown, Colorado Boulevard, a crash at East 13th Avenue. We're seeing some pretty heavy delays, both north and southbound traffic at the intersection. Otherwise, pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro. It's a windy one out there, folks. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. Be sure to tune into our podcast. This week, we'll share the story of an unlikely friendship, a black Olympian and a Nazi. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Vestera Turnkey, that is the name of the program, Vestera Turnkey. Now, what this is a way for you to be a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. They hold your hand through the process. Vestera Turnkey. They help you find a good property in a promising market. They help you manage the property, rent out the property, even take phone calls on the property. They've helped me immensely. I have 4 properties with them. You can have one too. Call Vestera Turnkey, Vesterra, VesteraTurnkey.com. Find out how to be a landlord with their method. From anywhere from 2 to 3 years, then you sell the house for profit. 303-888-3788, 303-888-3788.
See, we beat the Bears.
Yeah, the driver was seriously injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, $25,000 covered. So was he? Did you ever hear what happened? Did they just pay out the 25 and now he's on the hook?
All right, Doc.
Yeah.
Just wondering if he can somehow escape liability for the rest of that. Tom said there's no path.
There's your perfect example of why. I mean, people out there driving around with low limits, they don't realize it. I mean, it can. I mean, 25,000. And the property damage minimum is 15,000. So if you hit a car, you could be carrying $15,000 of coverage, and not many cars out there anymore.
That's right.
Crazy.
That wouldn't cover my 4Runner.
You know we're off Friday. Right?
Yeah.
What?
That's our last day, Friday.
I'm sorry?
Just that bumper.
Yeah.
Bumper and windshield, $6,000.
I'll be here in the car guys will be here, right?
Yeah, it takes nothing to
Okay.
get over.
I'll be here on
15,000.
Thursday and Friday. Just to hold down the fort.
So you still stand by your recommendation that I should not switch condo insurance companies right now.
I'd get through this whole process.
Looks like Ryan's got a live spot in here.
I mean, technically, they're on the hook because it was that they had lost, but
No.
why complicate it? I would just leave it alone while you're getting through. That's a large loss, so.
It's considered a large loss.
Well, 70,000 on a condo policy, pretty big loss.
Nah.
You don't see that very often.
Or I'll just do it.
Yeah,
Jesse Thomas,
you don't see that
trades
very
for
often.
wealth.
As long as you get that money for it.
I'm surprised you don't see that often. And it's just very difficult to see, but it's all the shit that has to be done.
Yeah.
Bathroom cabinet. Yeah, cabinets, the kitchen cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
Will be replaced because they're not going to survive getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I know that happens. It's just not very often.
This expense just propagated all over.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that don't even have $70,000 of interior coverage on their policy. I see them all the time coming in at 20,000. You know.
This guy, he's kind of a real knucklehead. He inherited a couple of condos from his mom. She died a few years ago, and he had a water plant. He too was, fight unit, and destroyed all the floors. And he said that he only had 10,000 because he just continued her.
Yeah, no, it's $10,000. Yeah.
Already in the 80s.
Yep, never updated.
I thought they were automatically supposed to increase.
Homes do, condos not really. Not really.
Yeah, he said he got screwed.
Condos not really, yeah.
That was his fault. But the liability portion did cover he would be.
Yeah.
He didn't get sued.
Yeah.
But he's just, right now, he's got this trashed out unit.
Doesn't have any coverage. I mean, has minimal coverage for it.
Yeah, but she already spent.
Yeah. Yep. Those happen.
I can do about an hour's worth.
Yeah.
I'm good for about an hour.
As long as it's not the only thing.
I like the Tony Bennett Christmas album.
My husband worked in retail for like a long time. He hates Christmas.
Joined me on Tuesday commenting on interactions he had with fellow GOP candidate for governor and primary opponent Scott Bottoms. The Colorado House representative stops by with his account of those conversations Wednesday on Ryan Schuling Live.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's quickly, let's go over inventory. When is it needed? What should we do? Should we have one? I think it makes your life easier, whether the insurance company wants it or not. But how does the insurance company stand on that?
Yeah, you're right. There's not a requirement in the policy for it, but it really is helpful for people because, to your point, it's hard to remember what stuff you had. If your whole house burns down, God forbid, it's very difficult to remember how much personal property is. So going through it with your camera, just videotaping it, just as a reminder, if nothing else. And then saving receipts for large items, always a good idea. I mean, it makes your life easier in the case of a loss.
And then keep your list and your tape off premises.
Yeah, just do it in the cloud or wherever you want to put it. Yeah, I mean, just keep it where it's not, subject to being burned.
All right, do you have any examples?
I do have a good one that I'll share. I know we're almost out of time, but the guy called in, is with Liberty Mutual, was paying $3,817 for his auto, $3,817 for his auto, $14,819 for his home. It's a larger home, but it also had a loss. And he has a $9,000 wind hail deductible on it, which is normal.
Wow.
We quoted it, found a better deal with a company called Foremost Signature, and we were able to get the auto at $3,255, the home at $5,378.
So what is the total savings?
Well, and it was a much higher deductible. It was about a $20,000 deductible. So we put a third policy on for a deductible buyback with a company called Sola. The combination of all three was a total savings of $8,344.
$8,344 he is saving in a year.
Yep.
8,000.
And still got him the roof covered for hail damage. So we were able to find a solution for him.
Wow. Okay, folks. Remember, we're rounding out the week before the holiday. We want your problems, questions, and complaints. Join us tomorrow on the Troubleshooter Show and get your calls in at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Save all your problems for me.
You're clear, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
Follow Tom
Sorry for the rock.
at
you were
Real
there.
Tom
See you,
Martino
bro.
and stay